Semifinals, Abu Dhabi, Team Liquid OG at the Blast World Finals. Winner here moves on to the Grand Finals tomorrow afternoon. We got shots from Yakinder, or excuse me, from Neofrag early on. Elige, way far back engagement. He's stuck in it, stuck in the open with the P250, but nobody goes down. A stalemate is called.
Yeah, Liquid, they've got all this connector control. They could look to pincer this water side, and that would leave OG in a bit of a rough way, but for the time being, these two players that are pushed up for OG, gonna go undetected, gonna go unnoticed. Team Liquid have got their eyes set on this A side of the map.
Yesterday on Overpass, they were very, very slow. And remember, they worked Navi. A lot of that was Naf over towards the B bomb site on the T side, able to find lurks, able to find good timings. Here it's Neofrag with what appears to be an advantage, and he's got the first headshot. First kill comes out. Liquid playing from a deficit, but still progressing forward towards the A bomb site.
He's still fighting for this long control, and so what was meant to have kind of two components to it, it's really just this short push. They finally get past him over at long, and someone's going to break them away into this site. Nitro's trying his best to do it. The Glock claims 2 lives up inside of A, and that's allowed the plant to come through. Liquid, no time to get comfortable, no time to get set up. This long wrap from Nexa immediately applies pressure, so Nitro has to do it all alone. Call him Captain America. He's using the Glock instead of the shield for this one. Just trying to play the time on this. Nexa can't take forever. He's on the clock, and Nitro doing a great job of slowing this down. There's the last shot. And my word, 4 to open up from Nitro. That's a statement pistol round out of Liquid.
Yeah, and all the questions around him swirling across the entire year of 2022. Here down the stretch, he has been delivering impact when they've needed it. The entries to get into the bomb so you could see on Flames and Fiku, and a 1 versus 2 to win it at the end of the day. Liquid snatched that from the claws of defeat, and it's 1-0.
Feels like a good omen for Liquid. Nitro was actually a very key piece of the puzzle in yesterday's matchup versus Navi. Felt like he was always down to get involved early, right? Me and you even went away from that game and kind of had a little talk about it. It was very interesting how they were playing, right? It was like in the rounds where it was a little more pacey, it was a little more speedy. Nitro was that
a bit more execute style. Yeah, Nitro's the guy going out, but when it's a little bit slow and calculated, you have that pairing of Elige and Yakinder working things out. We're gonna have a little bit of a break in the action. A tech pauses. We work out a couple bells and whistles, get them going for the rest of the game.
I just wasn't expecting that.
No.
You know.
I don't think OG was either, to be fair. I don't think OG expected it whatsoever. They had all the advantages. They did that very, very well, and for Nitro to win it out is massive. That one hurts a little bit. They'll see if they can move past it. So what's up, Abu Dhabi? How's everyone feeling? It's lovely to be here. My friend Harry here was competed in a Medal of Honor tournament here just a few years back. I don't know, you might have seen him on stage.
Yeah, it's a little while ago now, Jason. We don't talk about it. It was a great experience, though, and the crowd there was lovely. Jason, I'd love to hear your thoughts on the map pool we got coming down the pipeline here, right? Bit of overpass to open Inferno, and then should we need it, that Anubis culmination?
That Anubis.
Right?
I just want to get to Anubis. That's my only thought on it, really. That would be. I've had so much fun watching that map. Either way, we're back into the action. Round number 2. Liquid obviously going to be buying up out of the victory. OG going to be challenging Deagle's a scout as well. A couple of scouts. Neofrag and Dexter grab those. So looking to do some chip damage early and allow the pistols to clean up some frags as the round goes on.
Neofrag, that is a lovely opener. Elige attempts to run it up through middle, and Neofrag says no. With one of these scouts already finding success, this 4-spy has some good legs on it now for OG. Still don't know about this second scout on Dexter, so if they try to find any safe passage over towards long, they're going to be in for a world of hurt. Both these kind of long sight lines on A being held down by the double scout setup.
Second round in a row that OG is going to have an advantage of 5-on-4. Couldn't convert it in the pistol. And with the man down, I think Liquid's a little bit, just a little bit scared to kind of move forward across the map. Still very, very far back. Yakinder has control of short over towards the B bomb site, and now they're going to realign. Will be a B execute coming in. Nexa and Fiku to defend. Flames is there as well at Graffiti a little bit further back, and even Dexter shifting over now. They're saying we haven't seen anyone today. If Liquid was coming here, we would have noticed something at this point, so a good read for the defense, and Liquid is going to have another tough task.
Nice shot for Nexa to open, but Fiku lies in wait. Naf, ooh dear, that's a TK in the mix. Hero with the pistol round, Nitro stabbed in the back. Now Fly moving in, trying to make up for it, but with Yakinder dead, this one is starting to spiral. It's starting to get out of hand. They're wrestling with it, trying to regain control. They battled back into the 2v2, but low on health. That sets up these scouts lovely. They both hit like orps. Now Fly with a plant. Swinging out, Dexter will find him, and the scouts come up big for OG.
3 kills from those scouts, one of them the opening, but really it's the information that OG was able to grab. So many players, so many defenders there. Liquid couldn't handle it. Flashbang doesn't quite land as clean. This is a great kill from Nexa to take away one part of the attack.
That one's going to hurt for Liquid as well. They try to go for one of these kind of like slow defaults early. They kind of showed us on overpass, and actually on a lot of their T sides, they're down to really slow that pacing down, right? And under usual circumstances, that would have worked fine, but it's the fact that that scout opened the round up with an immediate 5v4, right? You can't play slow anymore. You're having to be the ones to go out and seek those gunfights, seek that equalizer.
And that's the stylistic difference that we'll see when these two teams switch side. OG a little bit more aggressive. They're going to be much more in your face. They want to get involved. They want to play the trade game. As we've seen throughout the group stage here at Blast, and Nitro's going to be looking towards blue door. Neofrag to challenge. He's got an AK-47. Yakinder looking to bait that initial contact, at least trade the kill.
Oh, not going to have a chance though. Neofrag looking pretty down in the connector. Even though Elige is going to try and, duel with him from this top mid fight. Not an easy one. We even have Naf starting to take up rain down in Con. And this is where Neofrag just makes that call. I'm just going to back up. I don't want to hang around here. Don't have the info as to what's going on. And, picking up that AK in some sort of like 2-for-1 trade. It's still a tantalizing offer for Liquid. So this is a nice reposition. They've had to waste a lot of time clearing dead angles down in connector.
AK-47 to Elige with armor, as Naf doesn't have any. They'd love to do some damage, even if they do end up losing it, but OG is just playing this smart, back into the bomb sites, letting Liquid take the first step, saying, you're going to have to overextend to find a fight against us right now. We want you to commit to the bomb site. We're not going to lose anyone too early. 22 seconds left on the clock as Naf starts to move up. Elige is still very far away. He's planning on saving the AK-47, so that's just going to sit back, and Elige, Naf and OC, let's see what you can do.
You would absolutely love the plant, but that is so far from certain with this double setup. And yeah, Neofrag, he would have been on for the ace if Elige hadn't have called the save a long, long time ago. Lovely second round out of Neofrag. An AK saved forward, but with that does come some complications for Liquid. It's going to put the money kind of offset in this first rifle round.
Well, now just the one AK-47. Elige has plenty of teammates to send forward to take some space for him, take some attention away to get that AK-47 in the right position. Neofrag going to be aggressive. Good start to the game for him. 6 kills in the opening 3 rounds, and that is a beefy grenade. So much HP taken away from Liquid right at the get-go.
Chances of accomplishing much here, made kind of hellish by the early utility damage. Elige moving back over towards B, the bomb in tow on OC. It looks like they kind of have their mind made up as to how they want to play this one. You do have Yakinder looking to make some contact here. Could have found that timing. Neofrag just looked away, and Yakinder didn't commit to it either. On a knife's edge, this fight over at long, however. Flames might be about to ruin it all.
Ooh, he goes away as well. But yeah, Yakinder timing on that is going to be everything. He might be waiting for someone to make a move over towards the B bomb site. Still, Liquid content with just the map control they have. Neofrag content to move up and grab another kill. That's a Liege to fall. That's the AK-47 now past to Nitro, 31 HP and no armor. Tags from Naf, and there's a good trade. A second AK-47 salvaged.
Nitro's backing out of this one in a similar fashion. It looks like they kind of just want to keep both AKs afloat. Gonna send OC in, see if he'll survive. Spots this AWP now. He would love to remove that, but would have needed a clean Deeg shot, and Dexter, not a man who misses twice. That's a third for OG with this double AK save out of Team Liquid, heading into their first rifle round.
2 rounds that stall out though. AK-47's not able to get anything done. So up in the hands of Dexter, and that was a big talking point on the desk, especially on the CT side as he is. A 2.1 rating in opening kills for Dexter. If you appear on his crosshair in the early stages of the round, chances are he's taking you down. That'll be an issue for Team Liquid across this entire series, and let's see how it begins here on Overpass.
Yeah, it's almost the sort of pressure, as mentioned, coming into this that OC really hasn't faced yet in this event either, right? The AWPers he's kind of gone up against, even though they're huge names, have had fairly quiet matches whenever they've played Liquid.
Yeah, some struggles. Yeah, not today, though.
Over a middle, Neofrag receiving end of a Liege, and that is a big scalp to find. This guy's just kind of been free roaming all over the map. So you put a stop to him, you alleviate a bit of that pressure. Flames wins that first battle, and the follow-up falling into the connector. Hope and a prayer, and it goes his way. Elige and Nafly wondering how this went so wrong. They started this 5v4, and it's so quickly gone back the other way.
What a double from Flames. Yakinder's got to be so confused how that kill actually doesn't turn in his favor. 19 HP left. Elige finds the timing as the smoke clears. Brought it into a 2v3, but with low HP and only one set of utility on Naf, this is still difficulty. And Dexter is so far back with the AWP. He's got very deep lines of sight. 45 seconds for Naf and Elige to put together a game plan.
I mean, getting past this AWP, it can be hard enough on these A plays in moments like this. That's before you take into account the guy wielding it. Nexa hits a really good timing on this com flank, and it's bad to worse for Team Liquid. Only Nafly left at the very end of it all. And with this info from Fiku down at B, they kind of know the areas of the map he can occupy. He's about to go walking into this AWP sightline. Missed shot for Dexter, and Nafly will run him down. That's opened up a route to a CT plant here. There's not really a lot that Nexa can do. Tries to close the gap, tries to move in, and will win that immediate head-to-head. Doesn't really feel like it because he wins it, but that's a pretty risky fight for Nexa to end up taking, right? That could have been the 1v1 into a doable round for Naf.
Yeah, the possibility was there, but that's so much pressure put on Naf as soon as the bomb gets planted. So hard for him to get comfortable in that fight. Bomb going to be defused. They're waiting for the AWP to be salvaged by Fiku. And then Nexa will stick that and ensure that they recover the AWP. What a double from Flames. The turning point into the round. It was a 5-on-4 up to that point, and obviously Nexa and Fiku eventually just get bored. Start pushing in towards short. Start closing the map and making it smaller, and a timeout is taken. This one obviously from Liquid as they want to discuss things early on, the game plan not working.
Yeah, it wasn't really till that matchup yesterday that we saw Liquid show a really good overpass, right? And I almost wonder if that's what tempted them into picking it today. But we haven't really seen a T-side that's felt too similar, right? And already I'm seeing some procedures from OG taken to try and limit some of the impact that guys like Nafly were having down towards B. We haven't really seen him lurking there just yet. But one thing I've already noted is that OG are very, very keen to take away this short water control to try and pressure Monster. That round there was a very good example. We had Fiku sat in the short tunnel, an area that Naf frequents, just to make sure that he's not lurking around in the backlines trying to keep that back door open down towards B.
One thing we still haven't seen from Liquid that was part of the reason why they were powered on so much yesterday against Navi is Yakinder and Elige working together out towards long. They did a great job hip to hip. Dexter doesn't get the kill, but he's got the tag onto OC. 21 HP left. And that'll slow things down, that op ringing out and doing damage. Dexter's gonna stay out towards long. Neofrag starting to back off of bathrooms as well.
He does it to open up. Start to take a bit of long control now. Ikindar and Elige both pressuring middle while Nitro clears out the connector. You've also got this, lurk down towards B out of Nafly. This is a more standard Liquid T-side round. With that con control and a bit of presence outside of B, it would have left the option open to go back. But we do see Naf has kind of up and left it. So at this point, you lose all info down towards that B side of the map, and that is going to leave you with a bit of an A commit on your plate here. As a result, you would have loved that first fight instead. Neofrag back with a vengeance after last round. He's in with the first.
Another 5v4 for OG. Dexter with the op. At the A bomb site, still ready and waiting. Neofrag, smoke clears, he goes down for free. Another equalizer found for Elige, but now the op steps up to the plate next. Dexter can deliver some stunning shots. He needs to be Molotov, but there's no more utility for Liquid, and there's some disaster striking. Trade from Naf, and Flames has to stand tall. He needs more time. Fiku's here, and he's got them both.
Beautiful little claps into that A site for OG, right? It went from feeling like you were just fighting Dexter to suddenly the whole team being there, reinforcing him in the blink of an eye. Gotta say as well, this is a terrifying form for Neofrag to have come into this game on, right? He's had a couple of quiet moments in the OG games, but hasn't been a particularly quiet player. He just sometimes would go absent for a handful of rounds. It normally kind of took a big moment to bring him into games. Well,
Not
he's
today.
hit the ground running here, hasn't he?
Which is a huge benefit to have. The two names you talk about in this OG team are Flames, are Dexter. You add Neofrag into that, and oh, what a great little trio they have to be dangerous.
It's how oppressive he's being as well. Like, you never know where you're going to face him in this game, right? He's kind of free roaming all across mid, long, even down in connector early on. It's a real guessing game. And Liquid, they keep picking wrong.
And I mean, with Neofrag being this aggressive, as you mentioned, he's able to keep track of exactly where Liquid is and how far they've progressed. At the moment, he's calling out, nobody's here. So Dexter with the op is going to be positioned at the B bomb site in his mobility, finding ways to be at the point of attack. And that's coming any second.
All right, here he is with the AWP around the pillar. Dexter, there's one. Only 5 bullets in it. Everyone has to count. Third shot sails past, but he's lived up his side of the bargain. Dexter, the guardian of this B site, 3 in the round. No love for the low buy round for Liquid. It is blowing out the water.
Nobody even got close to Dexter. No chance to fire back for either Naf or Nitro. I think OC gets maybe one shot off, but Dexter's got no problems. All right, trying to get Liquid up. Trying to get them into the game. They win the pistol, and they've lost 6 in a row now. A disastrous start to the series and to the semifinals. But OC's finally got the op in hand. It might be able to turn the tides. Neofrag takes a little bit of damage from the Molotov, and the sound cue might give Nitro the inclination, or the indication, that someone's present at the top of the stairs.
Liquid don't really react to that info. Didn't have anyone else nearby to assist Nitro, so it didn't feel worth it in that moment. Instead, just taking the connector control, run boost. Gonna get you some safe passage over here towards long.
Okay, well here that is. That's Elige and Yikinder. We've touched on that a couple of times. This devastated Navi's defense yesterday. And for the things that haven't worked so far for Team Liquid, you hope this is gonna be a recipe to get you back on the board and stop the streak. Neofrag maintaining this aggression. So much confidence. OC, oh, he unscoped, I believe, but thankfully Naf is there for the trade.
Yeah, even onto the AWP as well, and he can wield it. Dexter, oh, you've given him a jiggle. You're trying to bait the shot. Oh, he's unwavering, but that baits him into the flash. Lovely little double out of Elige. Finally have a bit of that opening power. And that should net Liquid a second round with Nexa and Fiku just so far removed. With those kills coming in so quickly, you're not in a position to retake this.
Really good like baiting jiggles to keep Dexter out in the open, to keep him paused and holding the angle, to keep him there for the flashbang to be completely effective. And Flames in support was just lined up, unfortunately. So 6-2 in the favor of OG. Yeah, it looked like OC had that angle. I'm not sure what he changed. It was Elige baiting him out. Oh, good transfer. They didn't even line up, excuse me. That's just plain raw mechanics from Elige.
They're even hunting. Thankfully, they showed a bit of mercy, and so OG get out with those 2 guns when all is said and done. Liquid with that second round. They want to start picking up some steam now. They need to start chaining together a couple of these rounds. And the resilience has been a bit of a pitfall for Liquid. We saw that yesterday. They did have it in them to pull it back on the third map versus Navi.
That third map, I mean, that was Mirage, right? And that's one of the questions you asked about the map pool earlier. That's one of the maps Liquid could have gone to. They've got a phenomenal winning rate on it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you know, this kind of felt like a mixture of confidence from yesterday's win on this map, combined with the fact it's kind of a middle ground map for OG, so trying to punish pick it.
Not working so far.
With something unexpected, right? But OG are looking right at home here.
Neofrag pushing up long. And once again, with his kind of aggressive stance at his information gathering, OG is content and confident to put 4 players parked at the B bomb site. They feel it's going to be a hit other side of the map. Very possible. Naf and OC are keeping the option open, looking for pushes through Monster and Short. They're keeping the potential for a B hit available to Team Liquid.
Using all this util to take this A side control, and it looks like they do want to commit. They want to make use of this ground that they've gained. Oh, hello, I say that. Naf had completely up and left B. Something's changed his mind here.
They're going to come back into it, it looks like. And they're going to have to contend with Dexter with the AWP over towards Sandbags. Okay, this is a fake. Dexter's pulled away. Fiku's pulled forward. And Naf, oh, he lost the fight. That's one of the ones he was great at yesterday. Liquid gonna try and stream in another one for Fiku, and that's disaster. That's the bomb down. They have to save. There's no time anymore.
That is brutal. I love that from Fiku as well. When you see Naf there back at the barrels, that's a real telegraph with him getting activated on the lurk that this is gonna come back into B. As the time runs out for Liquid, I would love to see a bit of a pace change. I think one of the big problems they're running into right now is that OG are allowed to play this one-man A setup, because right now it is just Neofrag playing back within the site, and he's saying, guys, they're not hitting anything till there's 30 seconds left on the clock. They're wasting all this time clearing mid because I've been harassing them there early on, that I don't even have to play it anymore. The ghost of Neofrag is essentially putting that fear in Liquid in its own right.
Yeah, I mean, they played a very strategic trickery style yesterday against Navi, but that counts on them getting opening kills. Good on OC to shut down Neofrag. That might help. 5 on 4, and now you can start working the map. Now these fakes are going to be a little bit more effective, a little bit stronger. And you can apply some pressure to this defense. Elige is going to start hustling up towards long with Neofrag down. The aggressive player in bathrooms no longer available to OG.
You could definitely make the argument the one guy you don't want to run into right now is Dexter with that AWP, right? If he's just on a long sightline posted, that could be their route to the equalizer. And oftentimes there's very little you can do to trade that back. Flash out towards Monster. Naf starts to make a move. This doesn't look like the B commit. That bomb's up and left. Set up with a flash. Naf knocks 2 out of the round and forces this rotate away from A. That's opened the door up for Liquid.
Yeah, and gives Elige the confidence to start peeking into the bomb site before his teammates arrive. Dexter and Nexa on the wrong side of the map. This should be a free win for Team Liquid. They're gonna end up saving these weapons. I think Dexter just now realizing the A bomb site is lost. He's got no time to rotate back to even attempt at stopping this, so no point in going at it. Liquid's gonna get within 4. And this time with the man advantage, you can activate Naf like that. You can give up your chance to peek into the B bomb site to go through Monster and see what he's gonna find. That's a brilliant double kill to get with the Galil.
This round as well also just goes to show how important these opening fights have been, right? First time in a while we've had one for Liquid just go untraded. Really looking like they want to try and hunt down these guns as well, but Liquid aren't exactly flush with money themselves. They will just keep 5 alive. 3-7, still within the realms of recovery here for Team Liquid. Their way back in is going to hinge on starting to break some of this money down. And with the saving coming through in these last couple for OG, they've kept these bank accounts relatively healthy for the time being.
Well, that can all disappear pretty quickly, but Liquid, I mean, you hope they found a little bit of a winning recipe with that kind of a victory. Dexter and Neofrag. Aggressive at first, but flashed off the angles.
Oh, a boost up. OC was not ready for that. Flames playing it tucked, coming up late, and now Neofrag fighting for this con control. Been pretty passive in the last few rounds, pretty measured. Wasn't until the long push, now something a little different down in connector, but Yakinda is able to equalize this out into a 4v4.
And again, once he goes down, Elige has all the confidence in the world to move up long. In towards bathrooms we go. Flashbang from Nitro to force Dexter off the angle with the AWP. He comes back for more. The jiggle, and Nitro wants to take the gamble. Picked off. Yakinder's up next.
Will he be able to succeed? His captain fell short. He wants no part in it, and I can't say I blame him. Elige left in the bathrooms, has dealt with Flames. The toilet's now back in the ownership of Liquid, trying to cut off this info. Down on the B side of the map, there is just one man here, Fiku.
And Elige has no utility to throw any kind of a fake, so it's going to be on Naf on this entrance and Yakinder coming in second. Naf's got the AWP. Yakinder's going to turn the corner. Fiku looked the other direction, gave Naf all the advantages, but there's Dexter. That's a Tech 9. Used like an op, wielded like an op, and an immediate headshot. Post-plant 2v2, and OG will go for this.
Come on, Nexa!
Dexter's still a ways away. Nexa the man trying to broker this deal to get them in for the retake, and with Yakinda dead, it's left to Nafly. Scavenged this AWP earlier on, well now he's got to put it to use. Dexter's throwing his away. They're playing 2 rifles in this retake. Naf on the angle. Tap on the bomb, hoping this baits a peek, and it will. He can't find the shot. Dexter's run him down. And so OG successfully break away back into that one.
A very quiet retake. Yakinder had no indication it was coming. Absolutely brutal. OG are just not letting Team Liquid get anything going. They have not been able to string 2 rounds together yet. Nice easy shot from Dexter. I thought Nitro would have seen him on the jiggle. Still tries to run the route. But this one right here, the double peek with the jump from Nexa, and Naf can't handle it. That round was Yakinder's first kill into this game, so you want to talk about some woes. He's been such a force for this team, especially with taking map control, especially with taking space, especially with opening kills, and they're not having that benefit today, which is part of the reason why these struggles are this rough to watch at the moment.
I think it's why, you know, a lot of these rounds have felt very, very kind of slow to open as well. You're more kind of hinging on OG making the error early as opposed to relying on these usual openers for Liquid. Run boost over on the long side. OC's posted now with that AWP, but it's not an angle that OG are really looking to own in this round.
No, I mean, they've done such a good job here. I think they're assuming Liquid's going to go away from it. 4 defenders at this B bomb site early on. Naf and Fiku exchange damage pretty evenly. And OG's gonna keep Neofrag at the A bomb site all on his own. Long smoke to give Liquid the cover to start moving forward, start moving closer.
Always got to bear in mind that when navi still activated down towards that B side of the map, the option is there to change your mind very late in this round. Util going over.
Still no one moving from OG. They're completely stacked elsewhere.
Gonna leave them worlds apart, left in this 5v5 retake, right? Neofrag would love someone to get a little overzealous here, right? To maybe get aggressive and tip the scales in favor of OG, but he's just missed that timing.
Are they thinking of going for this? No, there's no way. When Neofrag and Fiku are here, they're going to start moving in. I think they are maybe at least Neofrag's going to try and a little bit of a ninja perhaps, looking for any kind of a kill, but the rest of his team isn't budging.
He doesn't have a kit. So just hoping he can bait peaks by tapping the bomb. Not quite a unicorn round, not quite the 10 alive. Naf dead down in the connector, but that one is just a combat averse round from Liquid. They managed to win it on the back of the positioning of OG alone.
And it's a round where enough players from OG are starting to run out of money, where they're content to save just to preserve their economy moving forward, not wanting to ever kind of get devastated and that money taken away. They've had no economic problems this whole map, ever since they win the second round.
Yeah, which is crazy because, you know, we have seen an uptick in these CT sides kind of having rounds streaked against them on the back of what feels like the M4 change, right? I mean,
yeah.
Think of kind of Navi's run in this tournament. We saw so many Famouses, even T-side Galils, but you know, a lot of Famous rounds, a lot of like weird SMG, pistol, shotgun sort of buys on these CT halves. It's nice to see Nexa really prioritizing keeping this money in check and going for like the longevity in this first half of play.
4-round lead. 3 rounds left in this first half that Liquid have to play with to try and close this gap. Thankfully, with 4 players surviving in that round, they get some money going in their favor finally. Round number 13. OG's been trying to read this switch over to the B bomb site, right? They've been trying to place that 4th player there a couple of times. Hasn't really panned out fully quite yet. I think it was 1 round where they found a good timing for a rotation. And once again, they're going to do a 4-man stack at B. But OC's going to take the early peek. Eats a nade for his troubles, down to 60.
Fiku holds on, man. I thought Nexa was going to get hung out to dry. It's this little double swing, and Nexa's just that 3rd man in the middle of the sandwich here. Swinging out, navi has found him, but Neofrag still putting up numbers, and there's Fiku with that trade. A really nice, you know, staggered, layered defense out of OG. And quite critically there, it's like Liquid, they haven't really gone for anything super fast, super early out of spawn, right? They haven't known about these kind of heavy B leans for OG on this CT side. Well, now they've learned about it, and at a very inopportune time as well.
Yeah, that one was so easy for OG, despite all the presence there, despite Liquid actually challenging it. That was, to a certain extent, a change of pace. It's not any kind of fast-paced hit, but it's an early challenge for Team Liquid from what we've seen through most of this half, and OG was so well prepared for it.
Nexa actually got Team Flash there over in mid, and might be a Team Flash that saved his life, honestly. Wouldn't have been ready for OC to commit through those Molotovs in middle.
OG is dictating everything on this map from the CT side. Neofrag's aggression has been so impactful. And critically too, even the rounds he's gotten picked off haven't dissuaded him from changing his game plan, from changing his style. Flash into the sky, absolutely perfect. Another one for Neofrag. He continues to challenge and tear Liquid apart, and that opens up the opportunity for Dexter.
Oh, he's even ready for that shot! OC just deleted as soon as that smoke even gets the tiniest bit transparent. He's gone. Now Flight, what are you going to do here, bud? In situations like this, Liquid have often just kind of leaned on saving, but you really don't want to make that call here with so much time left. Fortunately, it might be all he has. And And I mean, it has to be said, with Neofrag and Dexter both looking this good, the A side of the map is really, really scary to go to if you are this Team Liquid squad.
Yeah, well, you've already found that out plenty of times. It's just, there's no more rounds to play with. 10-14, one final round, and Liquid have peanuts. Low on cash, they're gonna have to scrape together whatever they can, but great flashbang work to get Neofrag the opening 2 kills of the round. And then Dexter chimes in. Just disgusting, and OC can't see him through the fading smoke. OG's gonna at least have double digits in the second half.
Matchup in which OG just looked at as underdogs coming in, but they've been phenomenal all tournament long, and that pressure for Liquid as the favorites might be getting to them. Yakinda caught on the cross by the second AWP of Neofrag. Haven't had to say that yet, but my God, it's making an impression in its first appearance, isn't it? Elige also gone. OC's going to attempt the trade. Oh my God, how does he win that? 1 HP the difference. That is devastating. Insane that he goes back in the second time around. A lot of AWPers would have just counted their lucky stars that they're still alive and gotten out of there, but not this guy. Even at 1 point of health, he's still taking fights.
Yeah, him and Dexter have been so phenomenal. They've been so good that the B defenders just have to do their job. They don't need to rise above. Yeah, they don't have to deliver anything special. Neofrag's doing everything for them. 17 kills, 13 on Dexter as the 2 A defenders. And because there's been no success from Liquid, we've seen all the stacks towards the B bomb site. No one's been concerned about bringing an extra player over to A. Neofrag's certainly gonna go down as he misses the shot. But there's so much space and time for OG to make plays across the map. Naf, the final one in a 1v4, no HP, no chance. And OG outclasses Liquid in the first half. It's 11-4.
It teed up OG for a stellar first half of play on that CT side.
Yeah, I mean, he was really lights out throughout the entire half, but you saw the stat as well, 8 opening kills. Talking about having an impact in the early stages and really dictating what Liquid is and isn't allowed to do on the map to open things up. So just a disgusting performance, and what a time forward at the semifinals. Liquid's got a huge comeback to make, a big job to do. Now, they did win the pistol round in the first half. They're gonna obviously really want a second one to get things started on the right foot. Alicia's gonna be aggressive, just seeing if he can find any information, but he's gotta be careful. Almost found a bullet from Dexter.
Mid-control taken, but it was only one guy spotted fighting, so it's not that like flow of info that you're hoping for on the back of that mid peak.
And look at this is what I mentioned, the stylistic difference. Instead of playing it slow and being spread across the map, look at how OG is just grouped up, fastly moving up towards long. And if Alicia doesn't spot this information soon, remember, he's the only defender here. OC and Naf are just going to arrive at the moment, but Alicia still has no concept this is coming. He's going to be shocked, but he's got the first and second. Now he knows, and what a deliverance from Alicia.
Big double to find, thinning the herd on this long push. Elige going back for even more. We'll eventually decide to write this one off. Leave it to these rotators. Nafly on the angle at Bank. Starting to get pressured now. OG needs someone to step up and get some of these openers. Nexa and Flame showing they can do it. Elige, low on health, still fighting from Bank as the captain spammed out a dumpster. Nexa gone from that quick wrap for Yakinda. That's his second kill in this map so far, but it at least comes with a good bit of impact. Liquid get the pistol.
Yeah, they needed Elige to step up there because everyone else, all of his support coming over, went down essentially for free. Elige with a triple kill, the opening 2, and obviously salvaging the situation at the end. And this is him moving into a new position right at the perfect moment. Just blind luck as his teammates shift over and the defense is going to change with more players. Elige is able to spot it out and grab 2.
Full eco for OG. They want to bring the guns out as fast as they possibly can. So using them all this time, have a bit of a discussion as to how you want to approach that first round. Also, the longer you take, the more util you get out of Team Liquid. Really, you know, with how punishing the CT money has been at times, I think, you know, this is a very, very sound call to make.
Oh, for sure. That nice kill from Nitro to keep things open. This shouldn't be too dangerous. OG have no armor. It's the next round in which they're going to buy the AK-47s and the Galils. They'll have the rifles to play with. Probably an advantage in terms of weaponry in that third round of this second half. But for now, it's all about Liquid farming up some money, not losing a whole lot of players, not taking any damage. Good double from Elige. He will fall. They'll be able to salvage the M4 regardless. And that's all Fiku and OG are going to get. 11-6. Liquid getting started on the right foot, and how much can they build upon it? Despite all the struggles, this is still a manageable comeback. This is not too far gone for Team Liquid.
Yeah, you know, I think even before you kind of take like the map of the side that they find themselves on, I think even just looking at the kind of experience on the Liquid squad, right, should, you hope, give them an edge in pulling like games like this versus the kind of lesser experienced squad on OG. Should give them a bit of an edge there if they're able to get this ball rolling. As a result, you're really hoping that they can find some success to open up this second half.
Aggression from OC and Naf. It's Neofrag on the other side of it. Let's see if he can continue his tear. OC would take contact. Naf would swing off of it. OC just looks away. It's all down to timing. Now he's spotted one, but can't find the kill. Naf hasn't turned the corner, and he's holding straight on, hearing the footsteps, calling out information.
Timing's going to be everything on this swing, but OG really aren't considering it. I mean, who can blame them? We didn't really even get a very aggressive T side out of Liquid. The fact that Naf's willing to make a play and a gamble like this to just float around over at long, something they're not going to be ready for, but they might never encounter it. They've ducked down through the connector.
The timing should come, though, for Naf to start pushing forward for information. 40 seconds on the clock, and he now hears nothing. Elige is kept over at Dicebox at the A bomb site. Yakinder and Nitro have everything to do. Naf just now turning the corner and seeing it's clear. Elige is hustling to B.
The right pieces in the right place here for Liquid, but you still got to win these fights. Yakinder, bit of damage downrange off the MP9, but it's this con flank from Nafly. Good look to do damage. Nitro with 2, and Yakinder topples the boost. Naf's barely even needed. He's just the cleanup crew. And so Liquid, not only do they turn around that 4v5, but they keep it clean once that first body hits the floor.
Yeah, fantastic utility work. That Molotov slows down OG entirely. The smoke on top of it was a complete disaster as well. They make all the right decisions at the perfect moment with Naf's push. The rotation over helps that Yakinder gets this kill, but Nitro again. Just impactful double kills that he's been doing throughout this entire tournament. He gets another one in Monster.
When you go look at the numbers, this has been a very good event for Nitro, right? It's not just one where we're kind of feeling it as a result of watching the games. It's backed up in the stats as well. OC and Yakinder open this round up against the Pistols. So OG, chance of getting away with much, might have just gone out the window. Elige even floating around in the connector just lets him be very involved on both sides of the map. That's a nice kill for Flames to have found.
Yeah, a little piece of aggression from Nitro that gets punished, but they don't have the weapon really to really make up for it. Wild spray from the AK-47, not controlled by Elige, and Dexter's gonna back away. Fiku's alone with the bomb creeping towards Monster Tunnel. 2v4 though with just these Deagles, and these guys are pretty tagged up. This should be an 8th round for Team Liquid. OC and Elige on defense.
No one's looking at Monster right now. Finally gonna get back on it. OC will start to give it some attention. God, they were both looking at short. There was definitely a window there. Thankfully, it's not cracked open by OG. No weirdness on the D ground. And very, very quickly, Jason. Oh, how this scoreline has started to close up.
Yeah, 4 in a row for Team Liquid, and a very good-looking 4-0. They've only lost 3 players in the last 3 rounds, so money's going to start growing. You have a little bit of confidence that you can sustain some losses. Still a few rounds to make up. 3 rounds back, Team Liquid. And the best buy that OG has had yet. The first full gun round in this game. Utility out. Neofrag's gonna cross over to playground. OC's here with the AWP. We mentioned how he's gonna have to match the production of Dexter. It's gonna be a really tough thing to do, and ooh, missed a shot. Missed an opportunity as Neofrag showed on a very slim gap.
Ooh, Nitro might have been Mr. Multi-Kill for Team Liquid in this tournament, but this is gonna be a hard fight for him to find much from.
Sees a shadow.
Hello, he does. He has that info to go off of Flames. Having a tuck, having to rise up into that corner to stay alive. That's where the swing from Yakindar comes as a nasty surprise. A man down now for OG. Yakindar starting to build back into this game, swinging out, helping Nitro for another. And even though he's brought down low, he's kind of lived up to his side of the bargain down on this B site. OG starting to get run through. Down to just Dexter and Fiku, they're worlds apart. Not on the same page here. Dexter creeping over towards short. Looks like it's been called for this bomb to come back.
Yeah, and there's some low HP players on this. One of them is Elige, and with that low HP, he's taking some risks and moving up towards long, and he's calling it clear, trying to find as much intel as he possibly can. The other one is Yakinder, who's the initial defense at this B bomb site. Gonna take a glance. That's against the AWP. Sees it, backs away. 25 seconds. Fiku's committed out monster. I don't think they saw him cross. Naf is just looking to see him actually progress towards the bomb site.
Oh yeah, Yakindar's free. They had no idea Fiku was here. Maybe there's a chance. This orb still waits in heaven. OC will have an opportunity, but one by one, this is starting to fall apart. OC at least wins that fight to Dexter, but the plant is still coming in. Fiku, 3 in the round. He would need the ace in this clutch to win it. Elige, low from earlier, wrapping monster, and Fiku's not considering it at all, but a missed spray gave him a shot at redemption. He can't realize that though. And so Liquid do get it back under control. It certainly got a little worrisome there, considering that was the 4v2.
That's a clenching moment when Elige misses that initial salvo. The flank comes to fruition. The push up towards long earlier to set it up. 9-11, just 2 rounds back. And OG's called for a tech. No conversations at this point, and you could see the coach there, Rugga, gesturing for a tactical timeout after this to really actually get involved in the action. Round 21. Liquid's defense has looked solid. 5 rounds straight. That one got a little bit dicey. It wasn't a 4-on-2. It was a very strong opening. It was clawed back, but recovered and maintained. And OG's T-side, their offense now struggling a little bit to put some production on the board.
Kind of have to address almost, you know, the elephant in the room here, and that's the OG had the good graces of feeling like they were playing a 5v4 to open up, right? 1 kill from Yakindar in that whole first half of play. He's already managed to get himself up to kind of level pegging with OC in this one. 7 kills already on the CT side in the first 5 rounds.
Yeah,
so
and
it's safe to say he's starting to get switched back on.
Yeah, you can obviously see in the way which his impact actually really helps Team Liquid put rounds on the board. It's good to have him alive in this second half if they're going to make the comeback work, if they're going to complete it. Round 21. Another buy for OG. Out of money after this. Flames is up quick. 4 players for OG outside the B bomb site. The timing of this is everything, and it's right now. Nitro, that's a big kill first. Can't find the second. And Yakinder's taken control of short. OC's gone down in support with the AWP, but they still haven't seen Yakinder.
Dexter is creeping through the short tunnel. This is a bit scary because they don't know what's happening at short nor in the connector, but he somehow finds this gap. He finds this timing, and oh, Yakindar spotted moving up on a short. Dexter will get him, and it's an immediate trade, just a whirlwind of trades on the short side.
A quarter of a second longer, and Elige would have been able to put a stop to that. But a round for OG, a contact play through monster on timing, and they've got 12. First round in the second half. Liquid still have money though, because of how strong it's been. This 5-round streak, they've got plenty of cash to rebuy into this, so Naf gonna try and take some AK-47s away on the exit, which is likely not gonna happen. And Team Liquid will have to get right back into the fight. OG just 4 rounds away from a map 1 victory, taking away Liquid's pick. There's one. Neofrag with the AWP is gonna lose it as well. And the bomb explodes. Victory for OG, but it's painful, it's costly.
Lovely bit of impact to find at the end, right? If you were ever gonna lose a round, that's sort of the fashion you want to lose it in. At least make it so you both come out of that fight a little beat up, a little worse for wear.
And timeout called. In back-to-back rounds, this one for Team Liquid as they talk things over, they chew into their economy. And they want to make sure they get right back into winning and not let OG build up any momentum towards the end of this map. 4 M4s and an AWP. For OG, all those losses is going to take away a few nades. It's going to put a Galil in the hands of Nexa.
Yeah, with such a kind of sound first half out of OG, the one problem Liquid were always going to have, it's like they can take 1 or maybe 2 stumbles before this one's out of their hands. They can't completely have it trip and fall down here and now, right? And that's why we see this tac pause coming out. They kind of know the importance of this round here and now.
Into round 22. Elysian OC to defend the A bomb site with the AWP towards long. The only success OG have had is that swarming massive hit towards the B bomb site in the previous round. This time they gained control of short very quickly, already at sandbags. Flames had an opportunity, but at least information there's an aggressive monster stance from Liquid's defense. Quite a bit of pressure applied, although no one's gonna budge from the A defense.
Nitro's been a bit of a rock over here towards Monster. Him and Yakindar at least, right? Playing that in tandem has been a very productive thing for this Liquid side. And with 4 players here, 2 more in support of it, the answers might not be found by OG down here in the realms of B. Yakindar looking like he wants to get aggressive, wants something, a bit of info from this stack maybe. He's got OC backing up behind him, set up with the flashbang. It's a nice opener. Trying to take it further, the silencer nearly comes off, and OC had to get loud to get involved there, swings it with the AWP. Great spot for Liquid to find themselves in. They've taken away this short control. They've hamstrung OG to commit to the monster push, but they have gotten out into the site, and right now Liquid do not have that info.
No, but they've got really strong positions. OC with the AWP, Nitro playing behind the bomb site. Nice kill. Footsteps gave it away, that's Naf from above, and all of a sudden Dexter's got to back away. No chance, no access for OG. They're shut down yet again, and Team Liquid get to double digits, they get to 10. Just 2 rounds away from tying up the score. Very defensive struggle going on overpass, and Dexter won't be able to save, or will he? This shot from Yakinder means he's going to get away safely.
So that's a great way to return back to victory for Liquid, right? You factor in the fact they get out of that with 4 alive. Well, suddenly, you know, they've built up, they've padded those bank accounts a little bit more, and then on the other side of things for OG, you remember, you know, they try to go hunting for Naf at the end. Well, they don't even try to go hunting. They try to just leave the site. And with Naf taking as many out of the round as he has, Liquid have teed themselves up nicely. They've kind of future-proofed themselves a little bit here. This is going to get closer before OG have another shot. Around here, Dexter would have to go huge on this hero AK.
Looked for an initial fight, didn't find it. Gonna back off and try a new angle. Elige pushing up towards long. OC in support with the AWP to cover this push towards Rock. How much further does Elige want to go? Parks himself along the wall. OG's just readdressing across the map, coming back over. We still haven't seen them really kind of challenge a whole lot towards the A-bomb side, I feel. Not too frequently. We haven't seen those engagements in bathrooms whatsoever. And Elige now starting to investigate. OC's going to grab one. Shouts out presence of another Molotov to cover his retreat. Elige is going to have an opportunity. He sees 3. The transfer over is there! Triple kill! Shuts him down from behind, and Team Liquid is within 1.
Love that for Elige. Also an important learning experience for OG here, right? You said it coming into that round. Haven't given a lot of love over towards this A side of the map. And this double kind of, long setup, a little staggered with one man going aggressive is something that Liquid have been doing in a lot of these CT rounds, right? It was Nafly earlier on. That round it's Elige, but they've been going back to it time and time again. And so now OG know that Liquid have been getting that info. Something they're not afraid to do.
Brought the crowd alive. A re-smoking monster. Nitro spams through. Yakinder's there if anyone was to challenge afterwards. Flames and Nexo waiting on each side of the tunnel.
Oh, Yakinder on the smoke fade is dead. Nitro's burning them alive, and Fiku tries to find a way to deal with those flames and Monster, but that's not what you wanted. Still Liquid a man down in spite of that molly.
Oh, they've actually called a jump ahead. This is interesting. OC and Naf are assuming they're going to fall back to the A bomb site. Even though Fiku got the kill outside of B, they assume there's going to be a reposition that's not coming in just yet. Fiku, Degster, and Neofrag rejoin each other and start walking forward. And OC and Naf are completely out of position. They may just choose to save these weapons because the bomb site is lost. They have the money if they want to go for it, if they want to get frisky, if they want to get aggressive and actually try and make this work.
If they try to duck down the connector and give this any sort of a look in, Neofrag is there and he's super low, but they never even go that far. It's not control, not real estate that they have, so this one's just decided on the back of that reposition. They try to get ahead of it, right? They say, look, either they go A and we're 2v3 and we have a really good chance because they don't expect it, or we do exactly this. We save these guns. We play the long game.
Sketchy fight with Yakinder getting aggressive inside the monster smoke as well, pre-aiming into the corner. Obviously, completely different angle. And Nitro stuck in an impossible scenario tucked into the corner after the fact. So, the only 2 rounds that OG have won in this second half on their offensive side have been these plays through Monster. A contact earlier. This one, they were going to attack Monster, but a gift is given to them by Yakinder's aggression. But they still haven't found a consistent recipe for putting rounds on the board. Even with the Fiku team kill while blind, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, the face of disgust.
There's been a few of those moments in this one so far. It does just make it grimace. Right. Tag timeout called in for Liquid. Dap's getting involved. And there's still that inescapable feeling if you're Liquid, even though you're on this comeback, even though, you've grinded your way back in from a very dismal scoreline at the half, being down 4-11. They're still the ones playing catch-up, right? They're still the ones having to make up that ground.
OG's always able to just keep it 1 or 2 steps ahead of you. I would say there's a similar feeling for OG, though, is even though you're scraping around together and maintaining that lead just barely, this Liquid defense has still been strong, has still been very strong. Probably can't help but feel if you're OG like the comeback is still underway, that you haven't quite put it down yet. OC aggressive out towards long, looking for an opening kill. Not swinging too deep just yet. Now, getting a little frisky.
Oh, that's nice. Lovely little opener out of OC, and we've seen him getting involved like that a lot more in this CT half.
Oh, that sounded horrible, but very little damage done.
Super grouped back over towards CT, almost like they kind of wanted to play like the man advantage into a retake down here at lower, but now they start to move back into this side of the map, trying to occupy this space all over again. They've decided they want to fight for it, and at the perfect moment as well. It's right as OG are looking to come through the monster tunnel. Nitro, won't make first contact. Instead, that honor, that pleasure goes to Yakinder. Flames and Dexter delete the double hold mid-air for Flames. This fire's climbing walls. Now OC in the heavens looking down. These long old sight lines blocked off by the smoke, struggling to get involved. Plant available. OC can't do a thing about it. Fiku gonna dispatch him from the heavens. Nafly and Elige, they're here. They want to give this a look in, but if this fight doesn't go Elige's way, that will seal the fate of the round. Naf is out of there, and OG rise to the occasion again.
Again through Monster, again at the B bomb site, and this time it's a passive defense. But the attack comes in with the utility. They're turning the corner as the flashbang pops. Nitro pulling out utility, had no chance to take that fight, and Naf goes down at the end of the day. 14-11, OG. Just as you said, just maintaining that lead. Every time Liquid get close, one more step ahead for OG.
And what's so scary now, right, is that up until this moment, Liquid have always had the certainty of, well, if we lose that round, you know, we can run it back. We can give it another go. OG have been looking for that one round to really set them up, the one round to break that money and just leapfrog ahead. And that round could arrive as OG hit 15. If they win this rifle, Liquid are in hot water. No attention down towards that B side of the map this time. Not from the get-go. Instead, looking to really take middle. They've dedicated all their resources here.
They haven't won a round in this fashion yet. Everything has been towards B, all their success. Naf shifts over to support OC with the AWP, who's going to be playing inside the site. Elige, down by blue door. Still no indication of what's coming. OG's very quiet. Shuffling some nades in utility. There's a flashbang. That's going to give the information over. A jump almost gets OC killed. He's got to be careful. Deep smoke to give him some mobility. It pulls Naf back. Yakinder are starting to walk and shift over. But Naf and OC, one of them might want to make a play into the bomb site itself as Yakinder comes in. They need to get someone actually challenging inside of the site, and it's going to be Yakinder with the SMG.
This third man lets them have a little more pressure to actually stop this take of the A site, offer up some resistance. Yakinder does exactly that. Just the one kill and everything else starts to come up in favor of OG. They catch Elige moving through in the back line. A man down for Liquid. It's all teetering on the edge now. If you attempt this retake and come up short, you're already a man down. You are broke and up against 15. Do they want to give it a go? Oh, that's a lovely shot from Dexter. Naf caught jumping. Was hoping that would be bait enough, but nope. And now Neofrag tries to commit to a bit of a hunt. That one kill will not entice Liquid to go for this. And so OG up onto map point on Team Liquid's map pick.
Yeah, this is where the money that you mentioned at the start of the round comes into effect. Liquid not wanting to risk everything they had. It's already going to be a very sketchy buy, but they want this off. They want that weaponry. Bomb goes off. And nobody else falls after the time. 15-11, 4 chances for OG to complete this map. Complete the steal of Liquid's pick. And a timeout taken. The final one for Team Liquid to talk things over.
Here's what makes it all the more impressive, right, is that early on, when OG were just dominating Liquid, I think it would have been very easy to look down the scoreboard and say, look, the stars just aren't performing. They came into this slow and they never picked it up. But as we've had this resurgence, as we had Liquid get rounds, it required OG to raise the bar all over again. And that can sometimes be even harder than pulling the comeback off in the first place, right? So you really have to recognize the job that they've done to start to run away with this all over again.
Liquid's got to rattle off 4 in a row. They started this half by winning 5 straight. But that's a portion of the half in which OG is bouncing back between low buys and half buys and maybe 1 or 2 full buys. This one's going to have to be in hard mode. And OG's now started to pick up pace. 3 rounds straight, and now they've won a round at the A-bomb site as well. So now all of a sudden the map feels much bigger if you're Team Liquid. Elige down towards stairs as well, towards blue door, is going to back off real quickly. The sole A defender, Elige, with no utility and a FAMAS.
Yeah, we saw OG doing this a lot in the first half, but they could get away with these solo stacks because of how slow Liquid are playing. One thing that OG have kind of maintained on this T side is that ability to switch up the pace very, very quickly, right? We talked about the stylistic differences between these teams, and OG have certainly got that ability to just go straight for face, right? To go for the throat, as it were. And so you can't maintain this heavy B lean forever. They maybe even overcompensate here. They completely up and leave that B side of the map, leaving just one man there, OC. There's an opener. The AWPs clash, and OC comes out ahead.
Yeah, a rare head-to-head duel between those two players when they both have the AWP. OC's got the kill. That's a massive benefit to find. Elige just holding the off angle. Neofrag's gonna be waiting. Yakinder pushing out now as well. He might be following up, so Elige is gonna get aggressive. He's not gonna clear hard left just yet. Now he will, but he still loses it, thankfully. Yakinder with low HP gets the trade, and Naf steps up as well. OC misses an opportunity. Nexa and Fiku push forward.
With each missed shot, they're only going to get closer. He's going through the motions on the AWP, back into bank. They know about Yakindar over at long, and he's low on health, so he can't be the point man. He can't be the one to get activated. Instead, that's going to have to be Nitro or OC. They need to draw this attention away from long. Nexa and Fiku play this one side by side, inches apart as they take this control away. They want to go hunting for some of these 1v1s. Fiku with some serious real estate here. Still wants to care the bank, does Nexa, and Fiku does run the risk of running right into this AWP. The passive play from OC tees him up for a freebie, and now the man at the helm of OG's got to do it solo, getting wrapped from everywhere. Yakindar with the trade. And so Liquid, they'll stay afloat for now. 12 rounds as they scrape that one past OG.
Yeah, phenomenal round from OC and Yakinder. Double kill for each of them, including that shot onto Dexter earlier from OC. Well managed. This is huge from Yakinder. He was low HP at the time. Neofrag could have easily taken that down. And what a smart choice from OC. Realizing his two players, the communication, they're flanking, they're coming from bathrooms. All he has to do is stay alive, go passive. And he's rewarded with a second kill. 3 more rounds for Team Liquid if they want overtime. In the third timeout used from OG. They've still got rounds to play with, just taking a breath, having a quick conversation. Nexa trying to put this one together. He's called a pretty solid T-side so far. He needs one more good call to shut down Liquid on overpass.
I mean, that would just tee them up so nicely in this series, right? Stealing away your opponent's map pick. Going to Inferno next. One that OG have looked good on, has been a stable map for them.
Yeah, it really has some impressive performances on it. Even to get to this point, their victory over Vitality, 16-14, it was a close affair, but some really solid individual efforts. Elige makes contact and backs away. OC's at connector, at divider. Elige is gonna wrap all the way back around. Heavy presence towards long.
Elige and OC are in position to kind of get a beat on this, get this info. Dexter clashed with OC last round, and OC got the better of him, so he wants his shot at revenge. Boosted on this angle. Ooh, Neofrag was caught by Elige, but there's that trade. Still a lot of damage downrange from the M4. Nexa dons the AWP and puts it to use. OC was hoping that would have been the cheeky swing that really tips the scales in favor of Liquid. Instead, it's Nexa turning up the volume. Now the 4-on-3. And OG go all the way back.
And Fiku has enough utility. Smoke flash out at long to where he can drop a lurk smoke. He can drop any kind of a smoke towards headshot right now toward the stairs choke point. These flashes, it's going to keep 2 players here. Actually, it pulls Nitro back as well. Liquid's afraid. They're desperate. They're worried. They're a man down. And it pulls Nitro away from the B bomb site. Oh, Nexa. We said he needed one more call, and this might have been it. They're going to get a free bomb site. Nitro up on top has got to do everything.
Not a bad way to start it. Neofrag out of the round. Molly to displace Nexa from the bomb site does make his life a little harder. He's got to hang out in this smoke. 3-on-3. Nitro has given Liquid a path back in, but now it's down to them to realize that potential. Flames holding for the bridge cross. Nexa's got to keep his eyes forward. Flames wins that first fight. Yakindar ready to swing this. Oh, Nitro from the heavens lends a helping hand. Double short side set up here. They can try and play off of one another. Oh, Flames knocks him out. Yakindar in the 1v1, but time is not his friend. Gonna come down to this for the defuse. Fiku doesn't give him the fight. Holds his ground. Yakindar wins that fight, but it's so close. Oh, not enough time. And OG take it. Fiku plays the timing game, and OG go a map up in the semi-final. My, oh my, what a way to do it. On Liquid's map pick as well.
It's so unbelievable. All set up in the first half. Look at Dexter giving Neofrag all the props in the world. He set the tone for overpass, and OG never relinquished it. Liquid have got to be shocked. This has got to be a conversation to snap them back into this series. It's Inferno up next, and as we mentioned, OG looked great on it. And they're firing on all cylinders at the moment. A solid T side. After the initial struggles, they figured it out, and we've got Banks ready.
Thank you very much, guys. Rugger, what a performance here. An incredible first half, and then you managed to take it over the line. But I just gotta ask, did you learn much from Liquid's last bout on overpass against Navi?
Not so much. I trust our own city sides very much, and we also knew Liquid had problems in the past playing this T side, so we knew we just need to get the ball rolling.
And talk to me about Neofrag, because this guy has seemed to come back into his element again, mate.
He loves playing second stage. Like, he's a wild dog, and every time we play here, he just goes full ham, so yeah, it's nice.
Now, Inferno, it's your pick going into it, but it seems to me like it could be quite a close affair. Are you confident in your own game with this, and what advantage do you think you have over them?
I think our Inferno is probably among the best right now, but obviously it's still Inferno, it's still a poggy map, a lot of things can happen, but I trust it. We've also beaten better opponents on Inferno lately, so I'm pretty confident.
I like the confidence, I'm looking forward to seeing it. Thank you, Rugger.
To stay persistent and to stay in contention to be one of the best players out there and perhaps getting the MVPs, you have to redefine yourself and you have to re-innovate yourself as you go along.
Well, the beautiful part about Counter-Strike is that even though there are these roles that we've defined in the game and everybody is aware of them, but once you're on the battlefield, you have to be willing to use anything in order to win. And to beat the best, you have to do that at the elite level in all of these different roles.
There's been plenty of players who's had a great year or a great couple of years, but they failed the task of re-innovating themselves and getting up and catching up with the meta in some sense. So you gotta be constantly able to follow the meta, re-innovate yourself and stay on top of the game. The way you do that is very simple. You play a lot and then you study the game a lot. If you put in an effort to understand where the game is at a certain point, where the meta is at a certain point, and you have the skill set and the, I guess, natural talent as well to pull it off, there's a great likelihood and a great chance that you'll be in contention, not only for winning the tournaments, but of course also for winning the MVPs.
I'm looking down. I'm stuck on default.
No,
you can hold the water. Give me sound. 1 CT, 2 CT. Out. Water. I'm picking water on you. He knows I'm here. That one. I'm picking water on Nexa. Yeah. Heaven the water. Heaven the water. I'm playing it on. I'm hiding.
Friends, you can bait. Wait, yeah.
Better. Hide. Side.
Nice!
Mamto.
Got it?
Yes. We got it. Nice.
Overpass the pick of Liquid, but it's OG the ones to turn the tides. An absolutely bolstered defense that forbids Liquid from stringing 2 rounds back-to-back in the first half, causes Nitro's men to limp into that second. And Pimp, it really was the story of that first half that dictated the pure pace for OG in this one.
That was a beautiful first half coming in from OG. We were expecting them to struggle a little bit on overpass, but we also do know that the T side for a team like Liquid, as Roger said just after the game, they have also been struggling a little bit in with that regard. So OG came in, turned it around from the beginning, and had a strong start to the game.
They absolutely shut down. They bounce back, and here we go. Map 2. Inferno. If Liquid want to survive, they've got to win here against OG, who feels supremely confident on the map.
Yeah, Nex has got a lot of ideas for how he wants to approach this one. A lot of tricks up his sleeve. Liquid, have they done their research? Were they ready for this to come through the pipeline a day? Nitro teeing up a nade early. Dual Berettas on OC. Perfect spot for them. Oh, but they're deleted immediately. Yakindar's going to try and regain some control here. And a quick double tap down through Banana. That's the advantage for Liquid. OG want to keep the pacing high on this pistol. Deny time for these rotates. That's a bit of an awkward flash there, lobbed in. Frag loses the bomb. It gets away from OG. Liquid feeling like this pistol's as good as theirs, and there's the kills to make it happen. 3 from Yakindar, already looking like a very different man to the one that we had back on Overpass.
Yeah, huge frags for Yakindar, but also, I mean, OG's trying to put that smoke at the front of the bomb site so they can kind of wrap around it, and when they don't get that access early on, when they lose too many players, then all of a sudden you're exposed to the players who have rotated over. You're exposed to Nitro, you're exposed to Elige on the cross. 1-0. That's all 3 pistols now won by Team Liquid in this series so far.
As is often the case as well, OG just taking the full eco, right? Wanting to waste no time bringing those guns out.
Without a plant as well. Not feeling like it's really likely, so once again, armored, unarmored pistols, Glocks all across the board for OG, so this should be nice and easy. And I think that's got to be the conversation for Liquid, is keep showing that resiliency. All the interviews they've been giving is there's no quit in this team. They've been telling us, they've been telling the world that they're changing that aspect of their game, that they're changing that aspect of the team, and now it's time to show it once again. In the semifinals, Naf's going to spray down 2 with the FAMAS before being dropped. Fiku's going to go pick it up off the body and just back away.
Good timing on that swing, right as the util comes out. Bit of money made for OC. And there's the cleanup. It never gets any more out of hand than that 1 kill in the apartments.
Yeah, and they don't recover the FAMAS, unfortunately, so it can't be dropped over to Naf, but they'll be able to drop him an M4, pick one up. OC's got 4,500, plenty of cash to drop a rifle if he'd like to. Buy is coming out, 5 AKs across the board for OG. These banana fights throughout this entire half are going to be so critical to both of these teams. We saw Mahone kind of outline OG popping through his smoke there. But if the defense down banana is strong, they might not have a whole lot of opportunities or the HP to even make that kind of a style work. Yakinder, the point man at the moment, as Elige shifts back to the A bomb site.
OG don't mind going for these quick pops though into top middle. And that there is Nexus securing the ground. Oh, doing all the legwork to try and set them up for an A play. Nexus leads by example on this one. Head on a swivel to turn around and find Yakindar, and well, it's a done deal, isn't it? Nitro so far removed, that sole B defender gonna be left saving the MP9. As OG, what a way to open up, right? Your first rifle round call is just a contact play out into top mid, 1 flash that pops you in, and they managed to find success from it.
An immediate headshot, but that's going to be a run I think is going to play very differently as this half goes on, because that feels very much like a call that's meant to take advantage of the fact you know there's a lot of SMGs on the board. You know you have the weaponry advantage with the AK-47. So yeah, more than confident to move up and get involved in the fight. Later on in the half, we're going to see OC on the CT side. Might even be next round. He's going to have the AWP out on the board. We're going to have more M4s. There might be more utility in that mid choke point. So that's going to be a lot tougher to execute and probably not as clean. 2-1. OG gets around quick.
Something I got to say, I really feel like Nex is trying to make himself like someone who's really trying to take advantage of the new meta, and they're very subtle but there's still apparent economy changes that have come in, right? I think on Overpass he made a series of calls like within the CT side, not afraid to like bow out and just go for an immediate 4v5 save if you go a man down early. Here, whenever we've seen them kind of run out of money or not win these pistols, they prioritize bringing out the guns fast as possible to try and like punish that CT economy and not let it build up on the back of having 3 rounds at the start, instead just giving them 2. It's been really nice to see, and it feels very, money-focused calling for Nexa.
Yeah, I mean, that's a conversation he had when this lineup came together. A lot more focused on just the raw skill and the headshot angle and just finding frags versus anything crazy complicated. However, with, hold the thought, OC with the op is rotated over after the opening kill. A lot of presence up middle towards brackets. 3 players here. Oh, what a shot. That's a banger from Nexa. It's going to pull Yakinder back to play towards Arches, but he's smoked off. Ooh. And Nexa is able to provide Dexter with an AWP.
And he's full blinded. Yakinder still dealt with on the swing. 2 players left inside of the site, and OG, look at how annoying they're being. They know they don't even have to commit to this with so much time left. It's Liquid feeling the pressure to get involved. Elige will over on the long side, and with that comes a kind of treasure trove of info that this side of the map is clear.
And Naf was smoked off. He doesn't know they've evacuated. It's only Nitro to hold this. Smoke and Molotov to delay as long as possible.
And P9's got to do it. Elige starting to make its way around now as well. Boost going to get employed. This has got to be the result giver. Up on the boost, Elige topples one and lives to tell the tale. Bomb makes it into the site. Flames and Fiku left standing, and Fiku is a very clutch player for OG. Definitely one of the names you want in moments like this. Out with the swing, Fiku nails Nitro. Lovely way to bring this into an even kill. 2v2 up through Banana. Nafly is going to struggle to get involved on this MP9, and with Elige so low, your chances to win this round are dwindling. Liquid have just got to save again. Running out of this one, it's OG with a second to their name, tying us up right away.
Absolutely wonderful. That kill on Nitro is huge. That was the only M4 in play for Team Liquid, the only rifle, and once again, the SMGs get exposed. Naf has picked up the off, but he's not going to get away for free. He's going to be hunted down at the end of the day by Flames. 2-2. What a shot from Dexter. Timing on the flashbang as Yakinder rotates over. And a great call. And this is what I was mentioning. Nexa's calling. He wants to focus on letting the skill of his teammates shine. Of guys like Flames, of guys like Dexter and Neofrag who have started stepping up. But then all of a sudden when you get that production, you can get a lot more creative in the mid-round where you see him shuffling between the bomb sites, parking Dexter on ramp so that it can flank. He's able to flex that kind of mid-round muscle. And that's what's starting to make OG extremely dangerous.
OG love these B hits. Like we clearly know that. They've lent strong over towards this side of just the pistol round, but they don't have a lot to try and put a stop to a B play here. One of the things that's so scary, right? That video from Mahone kind of showed it. That top banana smoke that's so often a real safety net actually gets used against you by OG in some of these B plays. So you don't even have the certainty of dropping this in. OG have got a response to this smoke play. I don't imagine we're going to see it in this round, right? They know the money's low. They kind of have more to lose to get than gain from going through. They're just going to wait, more than content, giving it, the extra 10 seconds for this smoke to fade, and then they'll hit the go button.
Yeah, but Liquid have a good stack here. Problem is the weapons. And OG's going to avert disaster. Back towards A. Elige spotted, boosted up. Now, that position might make things a little worrying for OG, but with the weapons, I don't think they're going to be too concerned about it. And everyone's here, so you might as well push forward. The flank is coming in down banana for Team Liquid. How many can Elige get with the P250? It better be at least 2 if they want a chance. And oh, he almost got it. He almost found Neofrag as well. But Dexter can handle the flank. And now the opportunity for Team Liquid is gone.
Yeah, it just becomes a kind of damage dealing mission, really. Dexter, they try to run him down together over at short, but he doesn't want to part ways with the AK. OG are moving up into the lead early on to open up their T side. Even hunting Nitro down at the very end. It's clean. I like this. Next, calling a very mobile game right now.
Gun's gonna come back out for Liquid on defense. No AWP for OC this time. That was ripped out of his hands quickly. Had one chance with it. There's one on Dexter, as we know, and obviously that can be salvaged, but Team Liquid need to manage winning the round first. Utility is a bit dicey for some of the players on defense. No kits picked up either, so retakes will have to be fast.
Start to the round out of OG, taking away this apartment's control, trying to work banana. No fight from Liquid for this banana control.
Look like Flames and Fiku over towards Halls. They could just end up just clearing this out and falling back. However, they could also go on like a little two-man micro-aggression to try and find a pick. As Fiku moves up, Naf is going to be on the balcony on the other side. OC over towards Moto Pit, but again, without the AWP can be tough. He's got plenty of utility. And OG just taking standard control of apartments, taking standard control of banana, and now they can start working up mid.
This triple B lean for Liquid still employed, still in play.
Naf does have a smoke, and OC hasn't used his yet either, so they can actually stall this out, depending on the timing of when Naf decides to deploy it over towards Halls, because it's looking like it's going to be a Halls pop as soon as Neofrag gets here.
You feel like he's got to drop it in soon, right? With so little time left, but it feels like that window's closed. Oh, they drop it in the pit together, and Nafly wins that head-to-head. Doesn't want to get caught with nades out, so won't be deploying the smoke. Instead, he drops the bomb up in the apartments now. This crossfire between pit and site is probably just too strong to deal with.
Yep.
You gave it a bit of a look, and you gave it your best go, but you've got to back out if you're OG.
Oh, this is huge. If Dexter can find if Yakinder can find Dexter with the AWP, that would be massive. Dexter not falling all the way back, and Yakinder's going to press forward. There's no reason for Dexter to consider this. Good win from Elige, and the AWP is going to go down certainly at some point. Yakinder just looking for him to fall back. Oh, no! Oh, Dexter pulls out the Tech 9 and considers it. That is a massive frag to get, to keep the AWP alive and to keep it out of the hands of Team Liquid.
He loves the Tech 9, doesn't he?
What a huge, that's just an awkward timing for Naf to fall down. That's got to be frustrating for Flames, but OC comes alive and unblind at the perfect moment to grab the second player out of Halls to really make that a stronghold. Yakinder having a frustrating day so far. Slow start on overpass. A decreased impact from what we're used to him. He got 3 kills in the pistol on here on Inferno, but he's got nothing since.
They quit running this triple B again. It's clear, you know, they're aware of OG's tendency to lean towards this side of the map. Been waiting, hoping that they're dealt this B play soon. Oh, that shot just sails on by, but Nitro is actually the one to claim the first kill of the round. Neofrag spammed out. And that's nice. That's going to force a little more respect out of OG, and even gives you a path to kind of dismantle this triple lean eventually.
They're going to come right back into this B hit in a man disadvantage in a 4-on-5. There's so many nades here, though. Yakinder still has smoke, Molotov. Nitro still has a smoke as well. They can actually stall this round out entirely, so it's going to have to be the tactic that Mahone outlined, the deep flashbang to pop through this smoke. They don't realize how much utility Liquid still has. Although Nitro's gonna use his smoke defensively, so it won't be there to stall them out.
They are popping through. Leading the charge here is Nexa. First man of ball, Elige up on the boost. Good job done, and Yakindar runs the smoke. Fiku, this was not meant to be his round, and yet he's making it feel doable. A lot of damage done, but he can't quite get a beat on either of those final 2 kills. A damn good attempt, and I tell you what, Fiku in moments like that, that's where he's at his most scary, right? I think it's very, very easy when you look at this OG team to focus on a couple of key pieces, right? Really, you end up looking like Dexter and Flames as 2 big stars, but Fiku at this event has an 80% success rate in clutches. Up until that moment there, I guess we'll say.
If he had killed Nitro through the smoke, all of a sudden it's on. That was real close. That was dangerous. Good double kill from Elige, boosted up. And now we get a more standard defense as Team Liquid understand the economy. OG just can't continue buying into it, although Dexter does have a hero AK-47. So a little bit of danger to take some guns out of the hands of Team Liquid. Or even more if he gets a nice shot here. First contest is OC, blinded and missed the timing. And now gonna challenge, but Naf stands tall.
Swinging around alongside this shot, not one he could have afforded. The TK's gonna help out, and Yakindar goes the extra mile, keeping them under wraps in mid. Fiku 1v3.
Well, you said he was clutch. This would be a good moment to have it happen. It'd be unlikely as hell. That'd be incredible. Nitro pushing down the T ramp. Yakinder still holding on to mid. Not a whole lot of options for Fiku, and caught from behind. Liquid take a 2-round lead. 3 in a row as well. Timeout taken. OG want to have a conversation because outside of the rounds where they've had weapons advantage, they had 2 rounds built upon the fact that they had AKs contesting against SMGs. Now that the more powerful weapons have been out for Team Liquid, the defense has been able to hold strong. First a Hulls pop that is shut down. And then a B play that's shut down as well. Rugga getting involved in the conversation. Coach of OG mentioning hitting your timings, missing some opportunities he thinks over these past couple losses.
He didn't really have a spawn for anything, so he might have to be a little more passive in this round with the AWP. Nexa, passive, doesn't know the meaning of the word, wants to get involved over here towards Banana. The nades will kind of tempt him out of it for the time being, but that exchange, that's going to do enough to keep the attention of Liquid fixated on this B side of the map. The rest of them setting up over in top mid. This was how they opened up this game, right? One of these kind of creeps out into middle, a single flash to get them in. But this time from the boost. And from all sides, the kills come through. It's a far better crossfire here for Team Liquid. They're a lot more ready for it this time around. But NeoFrag has slipped the net. Moving up. There is this reposition from OC. He's aware of this gap. He's aware that this timing could have been hit, and Yakindar, that would have been the golden opportunity to find a way into this round. Now Fiku in the 1 versus 4, 50 seconds, boxed in, stuck in this fight. First kill found, but still a ways to go. Elige moves in to bolster the A-side defense. Spot for Fiku, he saw something. He's seen Elige playing the Moto angle, and he's ready for that AWP. Gives it his damnedest. He had the read on both those players, but OC lands the shot he had to hit.
This is the difference. I mentioned this hit was going to go a lot differently once the rifles are out. First kill goes the way of Team Liquid. That pop-up middle that worked so good against the SMGs and the MP9s just falls flat against 2 M4s or 2 rifles and an AWP. 3-round lead now for Liquid. And still the op in the hands of OC. Little bit of armor behind these upgraded pistols. Not a whole lot of utility though, so hoping the Deagles can provide you some initial kills, some kind of a 1-deek, some kind of a pick, and bullets just whizzing past flames.
Oh. Good spam there for Yakinder, putting a bit of respect on his name, dealing with that pesky Neo frag who was just being such a nuisance in that last map.
OC just saw a little bit of elbow, so he should be prepared for this fight, for this shot. He's missed a couple timings on the cross with those small gaps in middle. This time, not at all. And Elige grabs his second.
Yeah, Liquid are kind of giving OG a taste of their own medicine here, right? With these very pushed up mid holds, you know, having players hiding in cubbies, playing the bait and switch angles. It's something that we saw OG open this whole tournament with in that heroic matchup.
Yeah. Well, now it's OG who's put on the back foot, much like the T side of Liquid on overpass on their map pick. It's getting stumped right now, and OG burn a second timeout back-to-back pretty quickly. Not finding a whole lot of success or production anywhere, so it's kind of hard to call tactics based off that. You haven't been able to establish that you can take banana consistently. The mid pop obviously didn't work. The halls pop didn't work at all. Liquid's defense shutting down everything OG want to do. It's shut down plants A and B, and now it's time to move on to C for OG. That was the whole alphabet.
Rattled off impressively fast, right? OC has a good spawn in this round. Good spawn for B. Looks like he wants to use it.
OC's not the kind of opera on the defensive side you see get too aggressive too often. You don't see him go for some of those mid peaks or these peaks really deep down banana all that frequently.
Util to force the respect out of Liquid. It gives OG all this banana control. OC still lies in wait as this secret third man leaning B early with the AWP. I'm gonna try and jiggle this. Jiggle it dry, missed shot from OC's AWP, but oh man, OG, they are moving in. They recognize the opportunity. Once that shot sails past you, they try to move, and they get into the site now. OC at 34 points of health, tagged up, trapped in by a molly, forced to fight, and fights he didn't want to take. OG have got the B site control. Elige dead in the water. Flames lights them up. 3 kills in the round, a big hat trick to find. It's all the openers that OG desperately needed.
And they switch things up. That's not a full-blown execute. You can see part of the reason Yakinder goes down, he's expecting flashes to be raining over. He's playing anti-flash, but he turns for the fight that he's not quite prepared for. OG going in with very little utility being spent. Fourth round, but money to rebuy for Team Liquid, money to keep investing and keep fighting.
I tell you what, a game that's been, so dominated by good utility ever since, the Astralis era, really. It's kind of cool to see this very stripped back approach from OG, almost like a minimalist approach to getting still lobbing in effective, good util, but it's very light, and it's very contact-based, I guess you'd say.
Yeah, and what's helped Liquid a lot on those B hits through the other times we've seen it happen is that third player there obviously it's a lot of times it's been Elige who's been boosted up, able to grab 1 kill, a double kill another time. This time it's OC. As soon as he misses that shot, he's completely locked out.
It's like that was your opportunity. That was the chance
one
to get involved. Let one round throw them off the horse, though. Liquid get right back on it. Flashes out in the mid. You've seen this one before from OG, but this time they try to take a bit of a foothold over towards the long side. Elige and OC there to play off the back of one another. Flash trying to set up Elige. That smoke's gone far too deep, and he can peek ahead of it. Yakinder's even ready to help him out, going the extra mile, coming through the arch side and smoking them off. Liquid now have full control of this bomb.
Oh, Yakinder's so lucky to be alive still, 2 HP. But it's okay because Liquid have a 5-on-3 advantage. Nav finds one more from the pit. Dexter is just parked. Looking for a mistake. He might have a 1v1. Nav swings out a little bit too wide, overexposed, and that puts a lot of pressure on OC with the AWP. A slim gap, and Dexter's got another, but they still have to get the bomb. It's down on rap side, 35 seconds.
Look at this reposition. They last saw Yakinder all the way over at long. He went right the way back through B. He's now wrapping Now wrapping up through the mid side. This would be a huge turnaround for OG. They've done the hard part. Now they've got to stick the landing. Nitro watches over this bomb.
Time.
15 seconds, they've got to cross now. They've got to get it back into the site. Nitro, that swing could have decided it all. He tries to chase it down, and he does bring us back into a 2v2. Both these players for OG are low. Dexter created everything in this round, and he's going to take it one step further. No longer in the business of creation, it's destruction from this AWP, and Flames is there to take it over the line.
Unreal, a 3-on-5 turned by Dexter. 1 kill on a NAF and Pit, exposed the entire defense. Nobody was there to recover. Alige, the rotator, was stuck in library, couldn't get out to the bomb site, left OC all on his lonesome. He's looking down, not up. And Dexter is just ruthless. Look what it means to him. 2 in a row now for OG, and that's going to put a lot of pressure on Team Liquid, once again having to drop down to some weaker weapons. First time out called for the defensive side.
Dude, even if you like really dissect that round, you've got to love everything about it from OG. Like, you're dead on. Like, the fact that it's Dexter fighting library. You know, you're so tempted if you're OC that he's going to be the next guy fighting you, he's going to be the next guy swinging you, and it lended so much more room to them with that player still up in apartments in flames. So 5 on the board for OG and a chance to move past this tipping point, really. If they win this next round, Liquid are broke, at which point OG can move into a spot where they've got full control of this T side.
Well, they're putting a lot of responsibility on OC's shoulders. The only defender at the B bomb site, Molotov'd back from a more aggressive position, and he's got to back away. Yakinder's going to be pulled over because of it. Another flashbang forces OC off the angle, but the main hit is coming in towards middle. Nitro and Alige, they're doubled up. SMG close. M4 far. They're gonna go through their own Molotov, their own smoke, and oh, Nitro gets involved. Over the top of the edge, he gets another. And Naf, now it's his turn. But he goes down to Fiku, gets a dink, and a 3-on-2, and this is a man advantage that Liquid cannot drop. They have no money behind this.
The one thing OG have is time. And even that's getting away from them. Dexter going all the way around the world and then possibly back again.
Yeah, but the alarm bells are ringing for Yakinder. He's just turned around right now. He's realized the potential for this kind of a play. Problem is, man, there's no good spot to watch both of these choke points from. And if he goes down, OC's dead too.
Really, it's the time that's the big problem for OG. The round could end up being out of their hands, and it might just be a case where you're left playing for damage here. Dexter has a chance to do a lot of it, but Yakinder ready and raring to go. He felt like something was wrong the whole time. Fiku will get out with the AK at least, but that's an 8th round for Liquid. And once again, it's in these moments where you kind of need a multi-kill out of him. Nitro's able to rise to the occasion.
Yeah, that was massive. And again, just talk about Nitro, just say impactful and important double kills. This is a really awkward fight for him, but a good drop down makes it tough for Flames to handle business, especially with the smoke up in his face. Another full buy for OG. Both teams struggling for money with only 2 rounds left in the half.
Puts a lot of weight on this round, doesn't it?
Yeah, this one could be a 2-for-1 in a certain sense. Whichever team loses this can have a much weaker buy, especially if it's Liquid. They've got no losing bonus built up. OG at least have the benefit of the extra money from a 3-round losing bonus. This time for Liquid, perhaps the first time more aggressive since the pistol round.
Oh, it's a retake, flash lobbed over. Yakinder tucked at the sandbags. It's a nice safe peek, and Alige plays that trade game. Keeps Liquid looking ship shape. 4-on-3 and a defense split 2-2. Liquid do start to shuffle Alige around.
They just love leaving Nitro alone at this B bomb site at times. Decide against the 3-man stack over at A, split up 2-2. This might be another boost, and this was what worked so well on the B defense in the early stages of the half. And the question becomes, does OG have the manpower to dedicate someone to spamming the boost?
Seeing that smoke coming out from CT. You know that someone's here. Yeah, wait for that to fade. They have about 20 seconds left. Nitro, not in the mood to wait, but his spam damage goes a long way. Extends this advantage even further.
There's a massive gap in that smoke. Nitro and Elige can actually double up on this fight.
It's huge, flashing through. It's aggression. Nitro calls for it. 15 seconds. Flames trying to cross on in, but Elige won't let that happen. And so Liquid must win round. They put it up on the board at 9-5. You said this one could hit like a 2-for-1. OG are broke heading into round 15.
They could have really used that plant. They could have really used it. The extra $800 would allow this to be a strong buy for OG. Instead, going to be relegated down to the weaker weapons. Mac 10 on Fiku. Light on utility. Liquid survive a really tough stretch. Those 2 rounds in a row could have broken their back.
More up-tempo, but Liquid are ready with a response. They're all swinging this together. Trades go evenly, either which way. It's a 2v2 retake. This has got some pace behind it, but OG, chance at the plant. The one thing that Liquid have got going their way, because this was so fast, it's a full belt of utility for both players. They've got to put that to good use, and that could cut out this whole banana component for OG.
Neofrag is going for the long flank. He's running all the way around towards middle right now, and the longer this retake takes, the better position he's in. If he can pick one of these guys off, if he gets here in time to drop one as they come in,
this is the last thing you expect as well. In a 2v2,
it's gonna work.
Odds bout, they've got no idea, because why would you? It's a ballsy call, it's a ballsy play, but something heroic had to happen. Flames with the smoke spam, and now Neofrag's just gonna finish what he started. 6 at the end of the half for OG. Us a little bit of hope on the back of a 9-6 half on their CT side. OG 3 behind. A pistol could close that gap up very quickly.
They haven't won one yet in this series. This would be a good time for it if you're OG. For Liquid, it's all about maintaining this lead. Very narrow after some back-breaking rounds in the first half. At 3v5, that was the clip we just saw coming into this. And Liquid's gonna open up slow again, far back. Dualies on Neofrag and Degster. And a 3-man stack at the B-bomb site. They want information. Degster and Flames gonna start moving forward now with the help of a pop flash. Nobody's home. Yakinder behind the half wall, the only one here.
Oh, wow, okay. Deleted. Couple of bullets bursted down by dual Berettas, and now into more dualies. Nexa from in the pit. Rain's death in from afar, is getting pressured, but diamonds are made here. OC 1v3, first kill found, gotta get the reload off, and Flames won't let it happen. There's that pistol round you were looking for.
Oh, those dualies are just so brutal. Dexter with it, just what, 2 to 3 tap? This is disgusting. No chance for Yakinder. Same with Naf, the first man out holes. What a good hold from OG. Good shooting from everyone across the board. Nexa knows exactly what's coming. 9-7. Showing the calluses from all those high fives. It's Liquid who have to play around with unarmored pistols. Saving up for AKs in the next one.
Okay. Interesting way for it to open. Yakinder tapping out Neofrag, but in the 4-on-4 with Banana already lost and all these SMGs playing the close angles, going to be hard-pressed to find much more than this, you'd like to think. OG, even aggroing Nexa into middle, just gets the info. The Liquid are taking this real slow on this mid control.
They're going to stay doubled up as well. Aggressive to make sure Liquid can't take over that part of the map.
Yeah, they've even pulled Flames over. Now, it should be fine, right? Fiku armed for the job to defend B, but if he falls, that's a route to a plant. That's a route to a doable spot. OG, they kind of recognize this. They look to get a bit aggressive over towards A. This bomb's still waiting in the corner on OC.
That's a great nade down mid. What a great read from Nexa. Be able to grab OC. Elige not in position for the rebuttal, but now he's gonna challenge, gets a dink, and Dexter's there to mop it all up. Triple kill for Dexter. 13 kills for him, tied with Flames to top the scoreboard for OG. And a 1-round lead now for Liquid as the AKs come on board.
I'd love to see, how Nexa treats a bonus round like this, where you still have a good deal of SMGs in play. Is this one where you want to try and take a bit of space, take some of maybe these deep banana fights early? See that volley of util going out to lock them out of the banana take. But no one aggresses behind it. Instead, it's the apartments that OG look to occupy. 2 players in there. Flames left solely responsible for middle, and Liquid trying to give OG a taste of their own medicine. It's a fast play out into top mid. They're already wrapping up the short side, and Flames is cut out of the round.
They may have to save this, actually. I don't know how you get back into this. Flames would have to come through the smoke. Nexus still alive, but Liquid know he's in halls. They have complete control. This might be a round for OG to just kind of, hold the thought. That needed to be a kill. This might be great for OG to just take guns away, but they're losing everything. Aggressive. Trying to salvage the round, and it's not going to happen. Nexa had to play it passively because his position was revealed, and now they back away to save an AK-47 and a FAMAS, but Liquid on the board early on their T side.
I kind of like how up-tempo that round was from Liquid. It's not something that we've really seen from their T sides all too often, right?
No, overpass was very slow, very progressive and calculated.
Not always to their benefit. That one there, just a little something out of spawn. Love to see it, and that's found in double digits. Even though that was the bonus round for OG, it was more out of necessity than anything else. They're actually just opting to bring out some pistols around these saved guns. So suddenly we're looking at Neofrag and Nexa as big-time players in this round who would have to step up if OG want to stop that 11 appearing on the board for Team Liquid.
And this is a big round for Team Liquid. They know it, is why they're calling the timeout. They want to string 2 together. They're saying if these guys force buy, this is a chance to knock their money away. Obviously, we can see on the board that they're not really investing into this. Fiku just with the P250, Dexter as well. He's shaving for the AWP. So OG saying, with this kind of a deficit at the moment, we want to wait until we can get the op out to really start investing everything we've got. Let's put that in Dexter's hands immediately, as fast as possible. And considering the stats that the desk talked about before this series began, that's a very good call. Get the op in his hands, because he wins 90% of his opening fights.
Yeah, he's just been ludicrous with it. And, when you're starting so many rounds in 5v4s, it's no wonder why OG have blazed this trail into this point of the competition anyway. And a big part of it has that AWP. Was something a little different in terms of a faster one for Liquid. This one looks like a return to what we're used to seeing. A little spread out early, taking away some key map control. Spotting this retake, util getting lined up at Banana is nice for Yakindar. He knows how the kind of flow of info is transpiring across the map right now. And when you see that come in, and you know that OG have just got this information, you can maybe try to read their responses on the back of it.
The danger in this round, as we can see OG going to stack over towards the B bomb site, is that Liquid's playing this like a gun round. They might not be aware that a stack is potential. If you know there's more pistols, if you know it's a save going on, you're more paranoid about a stack taking place. And if they fall back into any kind of a B hit without investigating, they're in trouble. Because it's a stack, but there's 2 rifles with it. But the bomb is progressing through apartments towards the A site. Yakinder, he's the one who might have to suss this one out.
Oh, he just throws in that one flash and leaves. And that's going to keep them there. That will be the round. It's out of OG's hands now. Liquid, they read it right. They move in through the apartments. They throw in the fake to the right side of the map. And they're home free, 11 rounds about to go their way. And maybe even a unicorn round as all 10 look to survive.
Yeah, I don't even mind the call though from OG. I think it's a cool round played from them. Unfortunately, it doesn't pan out with the stack. However, they get to obviously bring these weapons and all their money into the next round. And Nexa's got a lot of cash in the bank. We'll have the op out in the hands of Dexter. Yakinder is about to have a nasty little surprise. Fiku goes down. 2 more. Nexa with the AK-47 chimes in. He's going to keep it alive. Oh, another one. A triple kill. Massive frags from Nexa.
He has been looking awfully sharp here to open up. Now, Dexter wants to try and get his hands on one of these guns, but Liquid know that. They've got Nitro here holding the fort, denying the weapon. No! It ends up going both ways. They put a stop to the AK save, but it's very expensive for Liquid when all is said and done. They got out with 1 man surviving in what could have been a flawless round.
That's going to be so costly. And even though like the offensive economy is going to be easier to manage, that's still painful. That's still painful to take. That's another round of buying that might not be available to him down the road.
Especially when, you know, you dedicate so much to that hunt to take those 2 guns out, and both of them made it out of the round. So
and now you got to face off against the op.
Yeah, now you've even got Dexter to contend with.
Yakinder going to take banana. And he cannot have a quiet offensive half the way he did on Overpass. He has to have impact for this team. And if he turns this corner dry, he's in trouble. Yakinder, missed shot from Dexter. Means Neofrag goes down. They're stalled out in the open. There's a double kill. That's what they needed. The nade takes him down, and Dexter's going to fight to keep this round within grasp of OG.
Yeah, kill's going to come through soon, though. If it doesn't, on numbers alone, you know the outcome of this one. Dexter praying that something connects through these smokes.
Flames hasn't moved. This is going to be a save call from OG. Naf equally is over here. Oh, okay. That's a bit wild. Goes back for more. Naf's not going to be able to do anything. Flames hasn't budged off the top of the porch, which Naf is probably going to be very confused about. However, a 12th round from Team Liquid off the back of a double opening from Yakinder.
I mean, this just was the missing piece on Overpass, right? The Liquid T-side felt very tame, very limited in terms of the options because you didn't have that reliable opening power. If we're getting Yakinder switched online, then this game becomes that much harder for OG.
Fiku wanted to keep the fight up as long as Dexter was trying to re-challenge, as long as there's not a smoke at Coffins. Fiku still felt like he could have had impact there, but unfortunately not the case. Now, because of all the saved weapons previously and because of the stack that went in for OG in the previous round, plenty of money to drop things over, but again, OG's going to play it conservatively with the economy. 2 Deagle and armor on Neofrag and Fiku. 2 rifles and an op around it. Dexter wants to get aggressive. Oh, he sticks around even longer. He's got it. He's got it, and Elite can't find the trade. He was a little bit late. Advantage provided.
He was feeling the pressure to get involved with the big green. Get involved he shall. Yakinder's already crossed deep left. Not something OG are aware of. Gonna start to jiggle this rotate around, right? Swapping Dexter out with this B hold, leaving him here alone to his own devices. Ooh. Yakinder starts to make a move, but it's just to cross back to the safe side of Banana. Elige, meanwhile, has got them some serious real estate over in mid, and there's Nafly giving you a reason to hit this A side of the map. Too strong in the site. Nexa down in pit has this crossfire with Neofrag, needs to put it to use as they're already spilling in. Nexa's been pressured, they've gotten past the site player. Neofrag with a picked up AK, doing everything he can to keep OG in this. Look at the HP for Liquid. Neofrag, 2 shots is all it's gonna take to close this out. 3 to his name right now, and he can't find the 4th. It's this 1v1 that we were denied over at the B site that now decides the fate of this round. Dexter's called his bluff.
Oh, no, Dexter's made the wrong read.
On this. He thinks Yakinder's going to get fancy with it, and that's not the case. This is going to leave him very pressed for time in this 1v1.
He's coming, though. He's going for it. I don't think he realizes how low Yakinder is. Maybe he does. USP out for the moment to manage the angles, and Yakinder's trying to find a little bit of safety with the smoke up, and he sticks around.
One shot is all it's going to take from Dexter. Either gun would do it. The USP would be fine. Yakinda does not have many chances to put this round away, and he makes it work. No health, but he delivers. Liquid with 13, and to stop someone like Neofrag when they're on a tear like that, it's easier said than done. Yakinda makes that 1v2 look easy, like he was in full control the whole time. And that's Liquid onto 13, and now a real chance to start running away with Inferno. They've got OG right where they want them.
Well, maybe not quite yet, because OG's played such a smart economy game. It's another buy round. Oh, and another opening from Dexter. That's Yakinda. He might have lost the clutch, but he's got him here. Alige gives some damage over to Flames. Liquid once again playing at a 4-on-5. They converted in the last round. Can they do it again?
Nitro's forced forward by the Molly, but he doesn't mind. He wanted that fight. This is a B hit all of a sudden. Liquid calling this one on the fly. They look to move through after Nitro's success in the entries. And there he is with another. You don't have Yakinda to do it, so Nitro takes his place. And the round is decided on the back of those 2 kills. Liquid doing everything they can to take us to Anubis and then some.
Yeah, this is back-to-back pretty heroic performances, especially from man-down situations. They've both been played 4v5. Last round, obviously, it was Naf to find the kill that really cracked things open and got things started. This time, it's Nitro forced out into the open. But still wins the fights. 14-8. Liquid just 2 rounds away from a 3rd map. Resilience is what Team Liquid has relied upon in this tournament, and it's paying off yet again here in the semifinals. They have put Overpass in the back of their minds, and Inferno is firmly in their control for the moment. Timeout. They forced another one out of OG. Five straight for Team Liquid. 4 of them bomb plants. They're finding access into the bomb site. And the only thing keeping OG alive is how well they're playing the economy game, continually able to challenge, and yet again here. With 3 weapons saved, they can drop and shuffle M4s. So plenty of utility to spend, but they still haven't been able to find the winning recipe to actually put a stop to this offense. Not just the setups, but even able to take advantage of Dexter's openings.
The 4v5s, they've done just fine. Outside of that, Liquid lead the way in opening fights in this map at 16-6. Guys like Yakinda, guys like Alige, they've played a big part of that. Yakinda even looked to get involved early this time around. Missed shot for Dexter and some serious ground gained. Just one man applying a lot of pressure to that B side of the map, while the rest of Liquid poised for what's looking like an Apps pop. Smoke down on the long side. OC making noise in mid. Nexa from the pit needs to give us a big performance, or maybe Neofrag can do it for him. Holds the apartment dropout. Both Alige and Nitro are offered up, so Yakinda, as that kind of second point man now, needs to come alive, needs to give them a way back into this round. And there it is with that tap on a Dexter. Suddenly a route has opened up. You're in with a chance. Yakinda on the cross gets shut out of it, and Nafly can't survive much longer. OG with a good reply to that, considering all the space gained over towards B.
Great defense from OG. This time they put a stop to the Hulls pop. It's Neofrag from the bomb site. With a nice double kill, a good transfer up, finds a 3rd later on in the round. Two more rounds still for Team Liquid, stuck on 14. Dexter gonna get aggressive with the ult, trying to have a little bit more influence. Gotta pick an ult mid earlier, has a chance for it again here, but the timing is missed, it's gone. Naf backs away from the angle and Dexter has to give it up because he's overexposed to mid. It's wild to think that Liquid went on a 5-round tear. OG just finally put a stop to it, but they actually have the better economy on the CT side. They've been able to manage their money so well.
Yeah, next to trying to steal the title of the accountant away from Jane, perhaps. Boost on up inside of B. Trying to get poised for this eventual B hit that looks like it's going to come through for Liquid. Now, OG don't have a lot of info over in top mid. It's very, very passive within this A site, but the one man who's starting to kind of buck that trend is Dexter as he aggresses into top mid, flashes rain out from Naf, and that's going to keep the triple stack over at that A side of the map. Liquid have now completely abandoned it. They are all in on this being a B play, and because of that little bit of util, the rotates are going to be that much later. OG need these site players to hold the line. BQ and NeoFrag have got a lot of responsibility on their shoulders. How will they fare? It's a one and done from the B site hold. Flames tries some chip damage through the smoke, with nothing materializing, nothing coming through. So much is weighted on if he can get a kill right now. With nothing presenting itself, and with Dexter not even budging, this is feeling like OG are writing it off.
They're going to go for it, I think. Flames might look for one more before they actually call for the save, but this is a lot of money that's going to be wasted. Now you have to. That kill goes down. You've got no more presence. They wanted to see if Flames could find one, and they're going to back away OG, which means Liquid's on 15. 6 chances, 6 opportunities to steal the map away. Oh, if Elige gets any of these kills, it would be backbreaking. It would be heartbreaking for this economy that, as well as it's been managed, is laboring at the moment. But he's not going to press the issue. Timeout called from OG as the round ends. Their 4th and final. They've used them all. They're still so far away. And Anubis is looming around the corner.
Dude, here's just the wildest part, right? Like, in that last map, Liquid's big problem, they just didn't have anyone to open up rounds. They didn't have anyone to get around go, get around started. Here, they're dominating in that regard, and that's up against Dexter, someone who, you know, the desk have talked about to no end, we've talked about to no end. He's been phenomenal in these opening fights, and the thing that's been so heartbreaking is even in the few rounds he's found them. He was 1 and 3 coming into the second half, now 3 and 3 in those opening duels. Even when he's found the 5v4 for OG, Liquid have still converted on it.
Yeah, twice in this half, Liquid have converted 4v5s. Those might have been the opportunities for OG to get into this map, and they've just slipped away. Defense being battered down time and time again. 5 of the 6 round wins for Liquid in this second half have been bomb plants, have been bomb site access.
Getting aggressive. He has been a bit of a pig for Liquid over here towards this B side of the map.
Ooh. That's a lot of unnecessary damage taken by Nitro in the Molotov. Yakinder as well. At least he gets a kill for his pain.
Retake a banana. It's nice. It's going to maybe lead to a slightly earlier timing on the rotate, but you still have to have this A-hole deliver something. Dexter and Nexa will. Lovely little interplay between the two of them there down on the short side. And for Naf, he knows that the bomb getting spotted, everyone falling in that fashion. This rotate's already come through, and there's very little he can do in this moment.
Great opening shot from Dexter, and you can see Liquid's looking for the crossfire. But Nexa grabs a double kill from under porch. Nexa's been great in middle on both sides of the map. He had some phenomenal entries, some phenomenal multi-kills in the first half. Here again delivering, but Liquid's found so much success towards B. He's kind of been negated in this half. So it's going to be 15-10, 5 more chances. And OG just trying to outlast this barrage until Liquid kind of calms down, cools off a little bit maybe, force him onto a save if you possibly can. That's the best avenue back for OG. And at least for one round, they've withstood the storm.
The job's not over yet. Far from it, in fact. Dexter, at least, holds a bit of promise to give us a look in early. Nice spawn for middle, but he takes the short route around, and so it's going to be something in the apartments, just getting posted with this orb. Standard set up early once again. Neo Frag fighting at Banana. He's been having a bit of a mare here, right? Currently sat 1 and 7 in these opening fights. It's been a real consistency that Liquid have been able to find him to uproot these rounds. Can't afford to hold true now. Bottom performer for OG alongside him in Fiku. That's why this B site is feeling very, very vulnerable. Boost up and over. Yakindar now owns this angle.
Might have been spotted by Fiku. Looked like he readjusted his position. Might have spotted a head coming up. Flashbang over. Good shot from OC. Good kill from Yakinder. And Dexter's under pressure. Oh, he goes down as well. Yakinder silences OG.
Oh man, and all across the map, success upon success for Team Liquid. That's more like it. And now we've got Anubis as that third and final deciding map. Jason, this just got very exciting indeed.
Yeah, it did. We'll see you there. Deciding map, Anubis, Liquid and OG. It all comes down to this. We all wanted it from the get-go, and OG's hustling up mid at Elige.
They're hustling all right. Look at this. Neo Frag runs them down. A lot of control for OG early, and they're not moving quietly. They're being fast and loud on this one. Neo Frag in with a second, and Nexa tries to hold for the rotate down in middle. Suddenly, Yakindar's flipped the script. A quiet start on this map the other day, looking to make up for that now. Yakindar leads the charge on this retake. Nafly with more successes for Liquid to bank upon. Yakindar now gone as Dexter battles back, getting overwhelmed and overran. It's all down to Fiku. This guy's been great at clutches, but that's one step too far. The 2v1 goes the way of Team Liquid. They do so well to get back into that, considering it's a 3v5 as they're moving in for that retake.
Yeah, and that's where you have to be excited about Yakinder really coming alive after map number 1. Had to have been pissed off about that performance, but something between the maps. And he's back to his old self. Good shot from Nap as well. He's got the kit to make it easy, and Liquid survive a very dangerous round with a fast-paced opening from OG.
You know, even having a round come at you that fast to open up, it's a real test of your kind of rotates in the pistol, right? Testing your knowledge, testing that setup, seeing what you like to do, and setting a bit of a precedent that mid is a very hostile area, might force something a little more passive out of Liquid here.
We haven't seen this out of OG. Every time they've lost their T-pistol and in both, I mean, they've dropped down and they've just gone unarmored Glocks. This is the first second round buy we've seen out of them, and look at the nades that they have to work with. They got not a whole lot of anything. Yeah, they got a decoy. And, you know, in what, 10 years of CSGO, nobody's figured out how to use decoys.
No, yeah, that's true. I mean, a chance at a really sick fake flash maybe, but there we are. That's all Flames has got up his sleeve.
If you get fake flashed by a decoy, you are going to live in shame for the rest of your life. Crunching towards the B bomb site. OC in dark, Yakinder by the pillar, and Naf deep in the bomb site itself.
Yakinder can't really afford to die, because if he does, it's going to pull OC's attention away, and he's now getting aggressive. That little jiggle's lovely. Gets the info that they are outside of this B site, and now he feels no pressure to return to fighting that. Contact getting made. Damage getting dealt. A lot weighted on this fight for the dark control that Flames wins out, and look at how awkward a position this is for Yakinder. He makes it work somehow. Drops that second man in. Having to play the full 360 degrees almost on this.
Yeah, but the smoke that OC puts down in dark actually buys so much time, brings Elige over, and OG had to respect it. Now they're flanked out with 10 seconds left. Oh, Nitro, you can actually get these kills. Does he want to challenge, try and take one of these AK-47s away? Waiting for the time to close. He's going to be the only one. Free kill, freebie. I think Dexter went down before time, and Fiku gets the kill. 2-0 for Liquid.
That's such a shame. If that peak is half a second later, that is money ruined for OG. I'm very thankful that it comes in when it does. It stops the money getting thrown through a loop early.
Fantastic utility usage from Team Liquid, though, making that an uncomfortable hit. OC, obviously, with his smoke and dark stalling out the hit, and then Naf with the follow-up smoke in towards B main, makes them come through it. And remember, they had no utility, no flashbang to take anyone off the angle to watch the smoke that early. Works perfectly, and now we have aggression. That's the rifle hitting the deck. The sole rifle that OG comes into the round with is out of the action early. All right, Yakinder's flexing. Not much.
Yeah, not much of a flex on this. Neo Frag holds for it with the deagle. Uh-oh. Nafly's having a wrestle with this, but with support from Elige, you're not that worried. There we are. It does come back in with the trade. And even drops on down. Now that has left a bit of a gap over here in middle. Elige can still watch for the cross at window, though. Oh my goodness, Nexa starting to recognize he's found a bit of room here. There's a dig shot. He just got the info onto Elige. And my word, Nexa, some clean dig shots, leaves this in the 1v1. OC in through middle. His teammates have tried and failed to contain this deagle, but OC hears the footsteps. Nexa not ready for it, and there's OC locking him out of that clutch attempt. A damn good try in the 1v3.
That's so sick, though, that he had the info on Elige. He knew exactly where that follow-up peak was going to come from. I think Elige is going to probably be so surprised he actually hit that shot, and when he sees the replay, he'll see why. Beautiful deagle from Nexa. At least make it expensive, right? I mean, that's all you can really ask for in a round like this.
Yeah, right. I mean, they forced the second, right? Literally, in this round, it was a collection of like P250s and that deagle. So you did well to leave Liquid strapped for cash, and now's your chance to capitalize on all that damage.
Is it just me, or are we seeing a lot more A1s here on Anubis? Liquid going for some changes from the previous maps.
I think it makes some sense. You know, there's a lot of smoke spamming that takes place here, right? It's a very kind of spammy map at times, especially over towards mid. But even then, like if you're trying to use some of this util over at B, Dark gets smoked a lot of the starter rounds. Main is one that maybe you smoke when you're feeling that push looking to come through. Over at this B side of the map, and A is basically smoked from the get-go at times. So yeah, I like the change, and it's going to leave them with that much more utility as well. It complements each other quite nicely.
Perhaps as well a little bit of unfamiliarity and angles at the moment, and various setups that CT sides bring out. Might be hard to figure out exactly where the fights are going to be taking place. For the moment, there's two defenders at the B bomb site. That's Yakinder and Naf. Yakinder playing by Pillar and Dark. Dropping a counter Molotov to slow things down, but it's B main where the main action is going to take place. Smoke is dropped. This is going to be quiet. No utility being spent. Yakinder's back is turned. Naf gets the information, which allows him to spin, and he runs out of ammunition. But he's done damage to Dexter, and Elige is not going to miss that opportunity. The hit is shut down and slowed. It's only Neo Frag, and Nitro ain't ever going to let this bomb be planted.
Already applying the pressure. Really uncomfortable for Neo Frag, forced into fights that he didn't want to take, forced to expose himself to all those angles. Denies the plant, finds that fourth round, and that was the bonus round from Team Liquid. They are very happy with how that pans out. Yakinder on this tear, you know, you were dead on. It was like a contact play in through B main. So often you're at least, you know, exposing yourself on a jiggle. Maybe you're throwing in smokes or flashes to assist you with that play.
Yeah.
The contact nature looked perfect. The timing was there, but Yakinder, he just hit that millisecond turnaround.
Ooh, tagged. Elige to the smoke.
These are the spam fights we talk about, right? Over in middle.
And I think Elige probably a little bit scared of those deagles after what Nexa did to him a couple rounds ago. OG going to readdress and move around the map. Only one HE grenade, no smokes or flashes for OG to use on the attack. Very quiet, very calm from OG, a slow progression across the map. Haven't made any decisions quite yet. Although they are all aligning at bridge and middle to try and cross over and move towards double doors. It's OC who would be the first challenge.
Good spot for the Eagle to try and get away with something cheeky through those doors, but OC wins the initial fight. A lot more where that came from, and with a bit of help from his friends, Elige getting involved from the A connector. Temple rotate on the cards, and that's the bomb getting away from OG. Nafly mops them up. Very, very good start from this kind of firepower trio on Team Liquid, right? So often Naf just kind of quietly gets by in the background, right? Creating a lot on his own. Then we have this tag team of Yakindar and Elige, and they're both looking really good to open up this map. Might have had a couple of key players missing throughout this series for Liquid, but it looks like come the turn of the clock for this third map, they're all awake now.
Yeah, they really are. Especially the resurgence out of Yakindar from map 1 is absolutely spectacular. He was huge on Inferno and doing good here in the early stages. Obviously, very early in the lifespan of Anubis, this is the first tournament it's played at. For Liquid, they've played it twice. They lost it to FaZe 9-16. They beat Outsiders 16-8. And for OG, their only experience and officials on the map is that double overtime victory against Heroic on the opening day. And that was Dexter going absolutely wild. He ended with something like 40-41 kills with the AWP, but that was mostly on the CT side. So we'll have to wait to see if that impact is still going to remain. B-bomb side again.
They're interested in what B has to offer. They have this lower dark smoke in. That's going to give a bit of presence to them there. And this time they get the opener. Yakindar going to burn out one and do a lot of damage with his util. Actually, it's the double. Leaving this in a 3-on-3. Frag even tagged down low in the meantime. A lot of damage done, spread all across OG. Util to try and slow down this retake. That's really all OG have to buy time. It's getting lobbed out now. Few seconds bought, and Biku nails that opening shot. More where that came from though. OC and Nitro still keen to attempt this. That molly whittling down. Biku leaves him out on an island. Nexa tries to swing. The only man with HP now gone. And Neo Frag from down in lower can't get a beat on this bomb with the transfer. It's gone. OC swings out to find him, and Liquid keep it flawless 6-0.
A 2v3 retake, nothing going wrong for Liquid at the moment. I'll tell you what though, stylistically, those kinds of fast hits were really dangerous on Inferno for Team Liquid's defense. Here again, just turning the corner quickly, and Naf gets just brained before he can really respond. But what a brilliant job by OC. Even this final kill. He just seems to be a third map player.
Yeah, it's starting to look that way, isn't it? He banks it all up. Saves himself for map number 3.
OG fans in shambles.
I mean, this is where, we talked about experience coming into this series and how it heavily favors Liquid. This is where you would expect them to come alive, right? This is where for OG, the various pressures that have been put on them even before the tournament, the fact that this was a run that a lot of people weren't even expecting, all these things start to tick over in your mind. And on Anubis, often you'd question, do they have the depth? Do they have the resilience? Well, there isn't a lot of depth here yet. People are still trying to figure out how this map plays. So you don't have the strats to fall back on.
Well, OC's gonna get a chance to deliver. His first shot at it, first kill. Neo Frag down. Molotov to delay and keep the defense comfortable.
Look at this, man. Naf's got so much info from this push now. OG are starting to veer back. This is the one vulnerability, right? Pushing B long is nice to confirm that there's no one in middle, and it does make it feel like it's not going to be a B play, but with canals open all round, OG do have that point of rotation. This is going to be a kill for Naf. The freest kill he's ever had. Fiku stood still in mid, gives one over for free, but OG have moved into the B site. It's so quiet, they almost don't believe it. Now that they've seen a Temple player, they realize, at worst, this was a retake setup. They learned about that push from Naf, so I think they pieced together what's happened here.
Look at all the utility Liquid has for this retake, though. Good shot from Dexter, adjust onto Naf. He knew one had infested middle. Deep flashbang, now in an even man situation.
Yeah, these are the moments that Dexter was made to perform in, right? He has to step up, he has to deliver on this AWP, a post plant with it. It's a dream scenario for him. Posted on the angle. They try to bait him with the jiggle, but Dexter doesn't budge. Nexa won't give anything away. And so finally, Liquid's good times looking to come to a close.
Nexa's gonna push through Temple. He's gonna try and take this AWP away. He wants to be ruthless. He probably senses the money's in a precarious position for Liquid. And he might just get it. Bomb's about to blow up. I don't know if OC's gonna be prepared for this. But Nexa's not that committed, not that aggressive with the hunt. And everything stalls out. 6-1, OG's on the board.
Takes a fair bit for them to find this, right? But considering the kind of real estate that Liquid possessed, it's a good sign that OG break away back into that round. And it's a nice debut from this AWP and a post plant as well, right? The fact that Dexter's going to give us a little moment like that, he really does just turn the tides in that gunfight there with the double kill on the defense. No lower smoke. Dexter invites them to peek this.
This is quick towards dark. Ykinder gonna be challenged. Decides against the defensive smoke. 3 through dark, 2 through B main. When is the trigger pulled? They're gonna try and double peek this. Ykinder's in some trouble. There's the smoke. Is it gonna plume in time? There's a gap. They're gonna feel like they can go through this, and here comes OG.
Ykinder playing over at the back of Glizzy, over at Glyph, just trying to hold on as they move through. He's got his Molotov in the way right now, but it's obfuscating the vision. It's lined them up for Ykinder. Still only a chunk of damage done. OC moving in with his AWP. Might have been smoked off, but he's done what he had to do. Liquid are teed up nicely. The Flames and Dexter. This bomb down is scary. Flames is taking real estate, but ends up getting punished. Liquid hold. They win these fights. Just Dexter left to get past, but he's an iron wall at the back of the site. Moving around. Kill number 3. Oh! Dexter! Make some noise for him. That is incredible.
Look how hyped up he is. I don't even think he believes it. Look at the way he isolates these fights. Oh, Liquid, that one hurts, and that's all your money as well. Unreal. Dexter just lets loose.
Oh, you could see OG would believe it. They know the kind of rounds this guy's capable of. You could see Fiku getting more and more amped up with every kill that took place until that final culmination, a beautiful sequence.
What a time for it, too. That gets him right back into this map. If that's a victory for Liquid, oh man, OG's in a hole. Look at this. Elige, OC, and no one can trade these kills behind the pillar. Nobody can manage it. Nitro's not ready. Naf as well out in the open. And yeah, that's gotta be so confusing how that went wrong so quickly.
It's insane because like those fights are separated so beautifully. You'd be led to believe he's played this map 1,000 times before, right? It's just wild how that all comes together. You could see it getting out of hand as each second ticked on by. But Liquid, that is a harsh way to have your money broken, right? It was going to be sad enough if they got put to eco here. But the circumstances in which that goes down, a 4v1 that goes against you and now you have no money, that's a tilter.
Yeah, that's the strength of having a player like Dexter. Rounds like that puts you right back in contention. Nitro going for a pop flash through the window. Nobody home to eat it though. Nobody from OG is going to be in danger of this at all. Liquid's going to start pushing ruins. Fiku comes back to check. He gets a nasty little surprise, backing away. They're going to press the issue. Goes 1 for 1. Uh-oh, the bomb is down.
The bomb.
The bomb is down.
Oh God. Dexter's been called upon again. He needs to try and regain some control here. This is a little awkward now. Liquid now, they have this bomb under control. With Elige further off that angle, he had a chance to get involved, but with him gone, with the weapon removed, OG might have dealt with this threat. Oh, timing there, little awkward, but Ykinder's having a dance around with the P2 and there's no love for him. OG stumble back to their feet.
All right, would have had to be something equally miraculous from Elige once he salvaged the AK-47 to get that round back in their favor. 3 rounds away. No op on OC now, and that's been a pretty deciding factor. He's had some critical shots with the op in this game so far. and a little bit light on nades. Thankfully, Naf and Yakinder, the two B defenders who've been under pressure time and time again on this map, they've pretty much got full kits, smoke Molotov to delay things in B main. OG now flush with confidence. Pressing forward, and Elige can't get it done. Great damage onto two players.
This full shuffle from Liquid. Moving everyone around, taking no chances. This is feeling like the A side lead, and so they positioned everyone accordingly, but in the blink of an eye, the kills come through, and oh, it's back and forth. Dexter gone. A whirlwind of trades over in middle, and we're left in a 1v1. Nafly versus Flames. Now worlds apart right now. Both players trying to get tricky with the positions they move to. But I can assure you, Nafly's the least expected.
Well, with 4 players coming in middle like that, I guarantee you Naf is just saying, all right, the last one is going to be having going out A main towards Fountain, reposition entirely. And would you ever expect this if you're Flames? You're looking for the rotation from the B bomb site. You're looking for him to be close and protecting the bomb when you pick it up. Is eating so much time off the clock and giving time for Naf to make this kind of a play.
Oh, Naf reads him like a book. Beautifully played clutch. Didn't care about the journey. He waited by the finish line.
It's a nice crunch from Team Liquid. Yakinder's trying to come through the smoke as OC is challenging. What OG never expected was Nitro and Naf to evacuate the bomb site entirely to come join up with that. They never expected 4 defenders to crunch middle like that. Liquid back on the board, 7-3. Timeout, teams discussing things. Still no op on the defense ever since Dexter ripped it out of their hands.
We've had quite a few pacey rounds out of OG. I wonder if this is maybe where they look to slow it down a peg. Early on, that molly lands over in middle to deny an early fight. But Elige responds with one of his own, just trading that util, while the rest of OG going back to one of these B splits that they know and love, this time telegraphing it with utility as this push comes in. Yakinder fed to the walls, left all alone at the back of the site on plat. And really, yeah, Liquid, if they don't get something soon, this will just be the safe call, and it's already come down the pipeline. That one fight decides it all.
That little piece of utility being thrown towards middle pulled Nitro, who was a 3rd defender starting at the B bomb site, pulled him away. Had to respect it and really weakened up the defense. And much like we saw in Inferno, OG on their offensive side, taking advantage of some weakened weaponry with the SMGs on board, because Liquid have not been able to settle down this economy, get anything building in their favor. 4th round for OG. And you're right, we have gotten some pacey rounds out of them on this offensive side. That's a couple of times they've been able to get into the B bomb site with very, very light on nades, maybe 1 or 2 pop flashes, maybe a smoke play somewhere, but they're willing to hit it at a very early timing.
Yeah, something I've liked is that early on, they really conditioned Liquid that when this B split was coming through, it was going to be with that smoke falling in dark to let, usually someone like Neofrag creep up through canals, right? And close the distance at a very low risk. But a little while ago, once that AWP first came out for Dexter, they stopped throwing that smoke, right? And instead, they just had him posted. And Liquid never wanted to fight canals as a result. So that's kind of been a free area of the map for OG since they set that precedent early on.
Yeah.
And we see it used against Team Liquid in that round. Admittedly, lower player never really had to get involved, but it was just another component to deal with. It's something that Liquid might have to try and gain a bit of respect back on.
4 out of the last 5 rounds in the favor of OG. They've really found a way to get control of this first half. It was looking so dire early on, and this time Team Liquid have parked 3 players here. OC, who we've seen hold down in middle, is now way far in jail, committed and it softened up the defense at A, where Nitro is the only anchor, the only player with an SMG, and they're gonna come right at him.
Does have support from Elige. Nitro tries to take him close, fights for main. Feels like his MP9 is always good, but way more than it should be, and this round's no exception. 2 kills from it. Even dancing around for a little bit more, but finally laid to rest by Dexter. Don't count him out of it just yet. 1v2, and we've seen what this guy can do. He's gonna get tricky with it. Dexter goes completely silent and now looks to fade away. Waits to see what the reaction is from Team Liquid, but while he's changed his pathing somewhat, as have they. Double grouped up in heaven. They're not feeling the pressure to swing. They're gonna wait for a tap here. They're gonna wait for a move to be made by Dexter. You've seen what happens. If you don't face them together, if you give them these 1v1s, how quickly it can fall apart. And so that one from Liquid, it's very together. And they play it super safe to secure an 8th.
Really well done. Again, Nitro being called upon as an anchor. Dropping the Molotov, dropping the smoke, giving himself a good fight against Flames. Even finding a second. Just barely holding on. Elige coming over in time as well to provide some support. Felt like OG had a great advantage in that A hit, but Nitro takes it away. He steps up so much when he's called upon. And once again, a triple B setup because OG hadn't seen it. OC again in jail.
I kind of like this. Nitro's almost like calling their bluff right now. You know, after that A round and so many of these rounds ending over towards B, he's like barely playing the A side of the map. He's right there in mid, ready to rotate over so darn quickly. Elige is getting split through middle, but right now he's the one splitting them open and dropping the bomb for Team Liquid. Fiku opens with 1, but without this bomb, there's nothing to be gained from earning the B site. This is a rescue and recovery mission.
And do you have the health for it? Fiku's down to 25, so now Nexa's got to be the one leading the way. And he's being highly aggressive. Gonna move in through CT spawn. Nitro's already looking behind, already knows the potential for it. He's just jiggle peeking to see if someone's gonna move through the beacon. And he's got options once he spots them. Yikinder way out in no man's land. Keeping some information as well for his teammates, letting him know they're safe. And this is all on Nexa. He needs to win this engagement against Nitro. Needs to win it quick and clean. Missed the opportunity.
Sadly, that was maybe the best shot you were gonna have.
Yep. Time is running low. 18 seconds. They still haven't picked up the bomb, and this one's gonna slip away. I think OG's got to save now. Nexa backing away from the fight. Fiku's gonna find some safety in dark. And 9 rounds for Team Liquid.
I'm impressed with how kind of resilient Liquid have been, right? Oftentimes it's felt like one big clutch going against them is sometimes all it's taken for this team to start to fall apart, but not today. In the face of heroics from Dexter, they still rise, and guys like Elige, the immovable man in middle, they just can't get past him.
Yeah, what a disgusting sequence from Elige. That's fantastic defense in middle. Timeout being taken outside of that miraculous and incredible clutch from Dexter. Hasn't been a whole lot of success for OG. Rugga there mentioning go a little bit quicker before the smoke fades entirely. Look for OG to be popping through a smoke. Might be at that B bomb site. They now spotted OC over in jail. And Liquid kept positioning him there up until that setup was realized. And now that it is, the question becomes, do you still park a third player here?
I'm talking about flashing through smokes. Well, they don't actually have any in this round, so I'm assuming that's going to be for further down the line.
Flames just bought one just to prove you wrong right at the last second, so you can thank them for that later.
Lobbed out, lobbed over, and Fiku immediately fighting out. This is one of the 2 saved guns, taking a bit of a gamble, a bit of a risk early, but he isn't punished for that wide swing.
And Liquid's just not in the mood to deal with that kind of B timing pop. They want nothing to do with it. 3 players there for the first 20, 30 seconds. We'll see when they decide to start shifting. Nexa testing A main. Neofrag watching canals. Dexter's gonna be positioned very far back, but those two rifles are everything. Nexa and Fiku.
Can't get a leash. Out of the middle! A clean tap! And Elige cuts out the middleman and brings the fight right to him. Nafly's doing the same all the way through B. A shutdown. OG barely even get out a spawn as Team Liquid look to claim, I was gonna say a flawless 10th. One kill for Dexter, but he's getting wrapped. That's been all over the map, all over it. You just saw him pushing B, and now he's behind you. There he is to safeguard that round and lock in double digits for Team Liquid as we head into round 15.
Look at this little jiggle peek pre-fire. On point. Oh, Flame steps right into it. Absolutely wild. All right, final round of the first half. We didn't see that pop flash through a smoke, obviously not the resources for it, so let's see if it happens this round. Coach can only be involved during timeouts, so just call the tactic for the final round. And again, Liquid with a triple B opening. Elige is pulled over as well.
They're trying to batten down the hatches on these B plays, right? And it feels like once you remove that from their arsenal, OG don't have a lot of legs left to stand on.
You have the op on Osa here now as well. It's positioned towards Temple. Yikinder and Naf both playing around Pillar. If there's any flank in Dark, it's going to be coming very, very late.
He's pretty wide on this angle. He takes his first shot. Gonna have a couple of meters to run to get back to safety, but he manages it. And Yikinder and Nafly playing this crossfire, just churn through the attempted B play. It's a lights out first half from Team Liquid. OG gave it all they could, but outside of a few rounds in the middle, everything else came up in favor of Liquid. They've got their eyes on the prize. They want to get to that grand final, and they're just 5 rounds away from doing exactly that. It's going to take a lot for OG to bounce back here.
Oh, aggression. Naf in the corner. That's the bomb as well.
Oh,
quickly
dear.
dropped. OC's got to be careful. He falls also. And what do you do? What do you do when one half of your attack is already deleted? Into the B-bomb site, Yikinder with 1. But they've got so many angles to manage. And now they're trapped. And they're trapped away from the bomb.
Nitro trying to make a play for it, but with 2 players here, they can hope to trade him. There are some 1v1s available to Liquid if they go looking. Neofrag is tantalizing down here in canals. Ooh, Nitro will just about get it. Neofrag can't leave in time. I don't know about Dexter.
It's got to be Nitro doing this all. And oh, he's gone. Yikinder can only really hold an angle and hope somebody moves into it. Dexter almost did earlier, but 4 HP in a 1 versus 3. So it looks like OG is going to have their second pistol of the series, and boy, did they need it.
Something that's a little scary about the stall is that, oh, never mind. Fiku goes back and checks it. I was going to say, all that silence, they get worried he's wrapping mid, he's doing something crazy.
Yeah, some eyes get taken away here and there.
Yeah, Fiku, aware of that possibility, goes back in to check Glyph and locks in a pistol round for OG.
That's a huge pistol round to win as well, because OG might have just faded away had they lost that. It might have just been too far gone for them to really fight back. This is a team still trying to prove that all the doubters are wrong. And there's a lot of the doubters out there. Looking to make this third map competitive, trying to claw it back. 6-round deficit for OG.
Almost full eco rounds out of Liquid. Gonna try and bring out the guns next. Little run boost over here in middle. Sends Elige deep in. 2 players down in the canals. The pistols try to group and deal with it. Try to clean up these rifles. And Fiku does run out of ammo. That's some weapons to be upgraded. Dexter out through middle. 8 bullets in this Famous, but it will find the kill. Nafly, last bullet connects. And a 2v2 in a Glock round. Now they're armed. Now they're dangerous. They're lacking the armor, sure. The fact that they've even got here is madness enough.
Well, and there's a minute. There's over 53 seconds now. There's so much time for them to sit and wait, and so much time for OG to have to worry and consider about all the different avenues of attack Liquid have available to them. With the middle of the map compromise, big kill. Huge kill for Neofrag. And Naf's trying to find the other player shifting positions and rotating across the map before he commits himself to going to get the bomb. But now time starts working against him. 25 seconds.
This is where these kind of layers of verticality make this one very awkward for OG. Still, there's not going to be time for Naf to win this round.
Is there time for him to die?
Yeah, he kind of wanted to die, like at bare minimum. He was hoping he would run into Nexa on this Tord Anubis, and well, he's forced onto the save, taking a FAMAS out of this round. Doing a lot of damage to OG short. This isn't ideal, but Liquid can brush it off.
Yeah, that's kind of a bummer. Naf would probably love to have an AK-47 in this next round, but we'll see if that actually has an impact on the way this plays out. 11-6, Liquid's gonna be buying up. A costly round, a costly victory for OG. And as you mentioned, just a Glock round. You don't normally see this level of production.
You know, that double canals push, when you also let go of middle, is pretty scary. You can see how those sorts of rounds could come undone. I'm hoping that was OG just sort of flexing because they know they're only up against pistols. It's not something we're going to see them run in that exact fashion again. Liquid grouping outside of this A-bomb site. Util getting lobbed over by Naf in mid. Just trying to apply this pressure to Neofrag. Very, very passive A-hold. In fact, barely an A-hold in sight, right? You have this swing from connector. You've got this one engagement, so you better win it. And oh, they will! OC with the reply, with the response. Gonna have a chance to get this bomb planted. Right now, this has been teed up for Nafly to try and win it. So maybe that FAMAS save does end up playing into this. Let's find out. Up and on down. All their hopes rest on Nafly. OC, a one and done might be enough. Footsteps getting heard. Naf at the pillar trying to watch this walk up. OC clean with the rifle, but traded after one. Naf, there's that FAMAS coming alive, and just Flames left to beat. He whittles him down, can't finish the job. And so OG, they launched that retake successfully for a 7th.
And Flames was the only one with the kit in that whole fight. If he'd been one of the other players going down, that would have been round over. Huge victory for Flames. We saw Nitro win a tough clutch earlier in the tournament with a Tech 9 behind that very pillar. You can play with a lot of mobility. Good job for OC on the trades, and as you mentioned, 1-for-1 here is really tough with that HP. Liquid not able to pull it out at the end of the day, so OG continue to fight. 11-7, but money is an issue. I think if you're Liquid here, I think you invest. You have to know the money is at this position for OG. You got it down to just 2 players surviving with unarmored pistols. Now you get it down to just 1 player surviving. Apply that pressure, lean on it, see if you can break them early. Naf has the money for an AK. OC has the money for an AK. All rifles for Liquid, and they are going to buy into this. So a huge challenge for OG. 2 kits now.
All right, they've doubled down on the kit department, and they've also pulled out the AWP for Dexter. That's a pretty significant talking point, right? Considering you were kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel to bring out guns here, you have prioritized it in the right place. Or so you'd like to think. Much slower from Team Liquid. Remember, they've invested here. No, this could be the straw that breaks the camel's back in this one. OG, they come up short. That's Liquid picking up a round for free, essentially, on the back of an eco in the next.
Yeah, that would help them close the gap significantly, or I mean, extend the lead significantly, I should say. Neofrag's gonna be playing further back towards A connector. Eli's gonna challenge through double doors at the moment, attacking the position he defended in the first half. Fiku shifts over as well, feeling the pressure in mid. As Neofrag lacks information, they shore up the defense, and Nexa is here for support as well.
Yeah, this is a very complimentary mid-hold. As long as... Oh, my goodness, they're getting aggressive. The timing's not ideal here. The spam through the door for Nafly. Fiku just trying to maintain some semblance of mid-control, but while all this madness has happened, you've lost the A side of the map. Yakindar so deep, and Dexter's not ready for it. That AWP that they prioritize bringing out is gone and gets nothing done. Caught in rotation for Fiku and Flames. You might have to make that awkward call to just bow out of the round with so much control lost at CT. You don't really have a way back in.
And, I mean, that's great. That's great reading of the situation for Yakinder. 3 players attacking in the middle. His teammates, oh, he's got to protect the AWP. He's going to do his best to keep Fiku and Flames away from it. He's the only one who has the chance. There's the drop. He hears it. Another headshot. Further back. Oh, he's got that as well. Yakinder delivering the first dagger to OG. That's the economy gone. That's the AWP gone. Oh, okay. Nav just cleans up the damage that Elige was dealing through the double doors. But Yakinder takes all the space. What his teammates call that 3 players are defending mid, he knows at worst he's got a 1v1 in that bomb site, and he's more than happy with that.
Timeout called in for Liquid.
OG's put some money into this round, what little they had. Deagles and armor picked up, Fiku's got an MP9. They didn't have much to work with. But they're throwing it all at Liquid right now. 5-round deficit for OG. Trying to cling on here on Anubis. And the bigger issue with losing that round for OG is, unless they can pick up OC's AWP, this is going to be a long time Dexter goes without that weapon. He might not have it for the rest of the game.
Yeah, this investment could really hamstring OG there. They're just hoping it gives results. Next, convincing on the open, but immediate trades found. Elige taking heads off on his entries into the A site with Yakindar backing him up. It's like they're tethered together, right? Playing this buddy system. They've overran A already. Elige might have had the bomb, but it didn't stop him from swinging into those gunfights. And so this is just the save, right? You put this money on the board if you're OG, trying to pull off a bit of an upset. It falls on deaf ears. And so this is all you bring with you to fight back against a 14-7 scoreline for Liquid. And you're dead on about that AWP, right?
Ooh, nice on Naps. He's the second one as well. And he's just going to bail out. He doesn't want to lose the AK-47. Don't give them any resources. He calls in reinforcements. And what reinforcements it is, although Elige goes down, the ult misses. Somehow the MP9 controlling these fights. And that should be about it. 13-7. Liquid is 3 rounds away from the grand finals.
And they've kept it really clean, right? From capitalizing on the money in the round prior to last, now using that as kind of staging platform to build this T side up. And all series long, I feel like we've been crediting Nexa and OG for always having access to money, right?
Yeah.
It feels so rough that considering that's been the case on every other map, on every other half, it's here in the last half of play that they end up punished in a big way by the money. You're fighting back against 14, almost guaranteed.
This is a really, really brutal situation to be in for OG. You can't even fight for this round. Elige gonna move forward.
This position's dirty. As they look down mid, they think it's clear, right? That first man makes contact, and Elige is the random left hook that gets swung out. Lovely little sequence between him and Nitro in a bait and switch set up at mid, and Fiku tries to get involved, locked out. involved one last time. And it better be some damn good advice that he passes down the line.
Yeah, they need a complete reversal. They could use another Dexter round. But I mean, like we mentioned, that's the next layer of how bad this money situation is. He does get the op out. He does manage to afford it. And that might be the last chance. I mean, probably is the last chance OG is going to have, but this op is probably the biggest thing they're going to have to lean on. Dexter heating up on this CT side. He's got 15 kills to lead, or to be second. He's right behind Fiku with 16. But here we go. OG need a massive comeback. They need a huge streak that reinvigorates this squad. Otherwise, they're going to fall short in the playoffs here in Abu Dhabi. Liquid have set this up so nicely because they've been able to abuse mid, they've been able to abuse the B bomb site, and now they can shift their gaze to the other side of the map.
Wow, Neofrag, that was so close. He's desperate to hunt this. He knows where these lower players are, but he never saw OC. Good trade, good way to quell that aggro coming through mid.
Yeah, but what was the plan after that, right? Good on you to get a liege, but you're going nowhere afterwards. I think OC might have spotted an elbow. He's looking for a little bit more.
If we can afford to take their time. And a 4-on-4 like this, on a map that can feel so big at times, the pressure is on OG. It's so tempting to take an info swing, and that could have been the decision that uproots this round. Yakindar now knows that they're in dark, but it's... Oh, no! The double! What a flick from Yakindar! B is cracked wide open, and for OG, this is starting to feel like it's all coming undone. They shot for the stars, and they've ended up in the drink. It's Liquid. Moving on to 15, map and series point, one round away from a grand final appearance to close out the year.
I don't know how the hell you're ever supposed to handle Yakinder at this level with these kinds of sequences that he's busting out. He looks sharp, Alish has looked sharp at various points, and Naf is quietly leading the way. 23 kills. It was his clutches that were having impact, but he's got numbers in this game as well. And Yakinder just making it look so smooth. And you're about to remove the op once again. Dexter will never have a chance at impact, and Yakinder's got that too. And that's the final dagger.
So much credit has to go the way of Liquid. You said it a couple of rounds ago, the way that they've teamed themselves up to take this victory, it's like they're just controlling the fates of OG.
How do you get this? Oh my Lord. Yeah. All right, OC, surprised by the aggression, missed the shot, but he's got more opportunities. There's one more. And Fiku, there's no way you want that fight. Get away from that fight. At least Yakinder's dead, if you're OG.
Still, though, as you say, it's been like Nafly just quietly working away, never requiring many resources, never taking too much up. He sits top of the board and gets out with one. Dexter walks into the stream of bullets. And Fiku, the original target, sure he lives on, but at what cost? It's all come undone, and now all they've got to finish is the job that Naf started. From a disappointing run at the major, from a third to fourth at IF Blast Premier Bowl Finals, this one is Liquid going to the grand final and giving North America something to be happy about.
Yeah, looking to end the year on a high note, on a positive. Team Liquid, the hope of a region, another grand final, and things look good. Outside of Overpass, they might be scratching their head, but Yakinder came alive on map 2. Alish came alive on map 2. Naf has been there. And this team is looking dangerous, unfortunately putting a stop to OG. Some good signs, some good improvements, but not able to take that next step.
What a redemption arc as well, right? It all started looking so scrappy from Liquid, so scary, not the team that we wanted to see, but by the time we go the long stretch, by the time we get to Anubis, that's the Liquid that we're all excited about.
And remember, resilience has been the word, their mantra throughout this week. Their ability to bounce back, their ability to come back, their ability to stay in games and shrug off losses. They do it again here in the semifinals. And they're gonna have a chance in the grand finals, and we get to hear from Elige standing by with James Banks.
Elige, you've done it, the second grand final of this year. How does that feel, mate?
It feels amazing. That was such a good game from us. It feels really good to be at this form again, and yeah, it was just awesome.
Now, even when we come to Overpass, right, it was your pick, it was still a close affair in that, but when you look at Inferno, it's been a great map for you for a long time. Did you have full confidence after that? Was there any doubt that you might lose to OG?
No, I think that we had a lot of confidence the whole time. I think that, we've just had really good reads. The entire tournament against OG, we feel really good in the macro. Everyone was hitting shots and playing incredible, and our communication just never faltered. We just said it's exactly like how Outsiders was, where we almost made the comeback on the first map, and then we're just going to dominate the second one and just win the third, and that's what we did.
Now, talking about Anubis, the new map on the cards here, we're enjoying watching it. You guys seem to be enjoying playing it, but do you not think, that could be getting a little bit risky, People still feeling each other out, learning about it all?
I don't think so. I think every single team obviously thinks that they're Anubis gods right now, and we all think that we all have something special, and everyone's getting punished like left and right. We did against FaZe, and it's a really fun map. I think that it plays better than some of the other maps do right now, and I think that because we had 2 maps on it already this tournament, we felt more comfortable that we were able to fix the mistakes that FaZe exploited against us and came out with a better game plan.
Yeah, and it definitely proved it for sure on this game. Now, for you, you've been on Liquid for so long now, right? We saw you guys at your peaks, and then it's been a long journey up. Dekinder comes in, we're starting to see this Liquid fired up. What does it feel like for you at the moment? Do you feel like we're finally getting back to potentially lifting that trophy come tomorrow?
100%. Ever since Merrick's joined, I just feel like we're just the Grand Slam roster right now. We're so close to it. I think that we're playing super good. Our comms are great. Obviously, we still have a lot more work to do, but all the pieces are there, and we just have to keep acting on and keep improving, and we're going to win these tournaments.
I love it. I can see this confidence beaming from you. Elige, congratulations. Welcome to the grand final. Abu Dhabi, Etihad Arena. Give it up for Elige, a Team Liquid.